Welcome, fellow travelers, to Novice DMing. We are here for yegVMP. I am your what did you say?
VMP.
We can hear it now too.
Yeah,
I am your storyteller, Liam McKinnon, and with us are I don't want to steal it. I was gonna say villainous vampires. Say hi, villainous vampires. I don't want to do that. That seems such copyright. I'm so bad. Hi, villainous vampires. I don't know how to introduce you guys. Here's my friends. Here's great people.
Oh,
here's
Hi,
the people that play our characters in our story. I gotta find a better way to say it.
We need to figure out an intro.
Yeah.
Roasted. Right out the gate.
Wow.
You know what, guys? Let's circle back 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, fantastic.
Start from the
Welcome in the city of Edmonton, the never sleeps champions. Welcome to City of Champions. Here's some champions at the table right now. We got Sami. We got Kordell. We got Monika. That's it.
Better. Needs some tweaking, but better. Doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate
Maybe once we have a 4th vampire, then he'll be able to be like, it clicked.
You know what's funny?
I should say, you know what? Welcome and introduce our lovely Licks. That's inappropriate.
Like a who? What?
I said it with such confidence.
You did.
So lick is a term or a reference, a slang word that you can use for vampires. And you scooted away immediately.
Charismatic kindred.
See,
A lick?
I get it. But even that one, I don't know. Here's my friends. We're having a good time.
Perfect. No notes.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the round table of friendship.
Yeah, welcome to
It's
Novice.
oval.
With your
Welcome to Novice
oval
DMing.
From the dead grandma's table.
It's teak.
It's antique. It's teak.
It's antique. Welcome to the antique teak table of the Dead Grandma's Brigade. My name is Liam McKinnon.
Yeah.
See, that rolled off the tongue better than anything possibly could have ever.
That was too well.
It's too well.
Yeah.
Look at the Dead Grandma's Brigade of the antique teak table.
It's like his grandma just like came
Possessed
out and
all of
possessed
us.
it. Yeah.
I think
She's
we
like-
just
she's
found
like-
our 5th
Yeah,
player.
the grandma.
Yo.
She honest.
Sup, Beatrice? All right. So.
I feel like it's because she didn't feel like she got enough credit. She's like, they play on this table and it never gets acknowledged.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We acknowledge it all the time.
Not enough.
Not on camera.
Clearly.
Because I don't think people want to be like, oh, they're playing at a dead grandma's table right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. What if this is the one video that gets the most views on your channel?
You know what? The fact
Hey,
that
Grandma.
I've just released the last video yesterday and it will come out like this today or tomorrow, that it could be the flow of
Algorithm.
things, and coincidentally they'd be like, hey guys, you gotta watch this episode of Vampire the Masquerade. They talk about dead grandmas.
Right off the bat.
It's crazy.
They're
now called the Dead Grandma's Brigade.
I don't think anyone asked for it.
I want a cane to whack people with, but just like that one cane.
Exactly.
I'd like to cast Summon Spirit.
You activated my trap card. Heightened senses.
You activate. Well, you have just brought out my new superpower. The one that I brought out is Dagon's Call. What? A terrifying technique employed by the assassins of the. Whoa. Okay. This ritual lets the user rupture the blood vessels of the victim from afar. Huh. Sounds like how my grandma died. I'm kidding.
Peace.
I'm kidding. That's how my grandfather died. He had a brain aneurysm. Or somebody died. Maybe my uncle. I don't know. Somebody died that way. It's fine. We're back into it.
One of Liam's family members died of an aneurysm.
Yes, exactly.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome. And it's a spell card in Vampire the Masquerade, which we're about to play. I think Liam just killed the vibe in that instance. And
No, I gotta sneeze. That's why I'm not.
So, announcements.
Fuck.
Announcements. We're figuring out an intro. Second announcement. I'm going to be performing in YEG D&D this Saturday, which is May 24th. It is a special 2-night performance. We booked the second slot that evening.
Nice.
So, what happens is powerful. What happens is Veggie straws. What happens is that we are going to be performing our first show, and then right after we have a second one, after I think it's like an hour-long intermission. People that attend the first show will get tickets for 50% off to the next one. I want to make sure people can see it. Veggie straws. So now,
You're welcome.
I'm self-conscious about my food. Do I have green in my teeth?
I
haven't seen any from here.
I don't see anything. It's the seaweed.
There's so much seaweed at this table.
It was good. It was
I'm
from when I
so
went to the
I'm
lake
so
with
conscious
friends.
of my failures as a person now.
You're
okay.
doing good, buddy. Breathe.
Yeah.
Box 4. In
Remember,
4, out 4,
we are the
hold
Dead
4.
Grandma's Brigade.
We're
We
dead.
can get through anything.
That's right. We can do anything.
It's fine.
We can do anything. I'm gonna roll this. It's gonna be fine. Oh my god, that was almost the best Joe failure. Oh,
Here, let me roll for you.
don't do that.
Fail. Not best, Joe.
Oh, thank God.
Why would you be the one to roll for him?
She needed to put herself below me as a straight white man, as I have acknowleded I am. I
Well,
must
I
be
guess
above.
most straight men do for all women and people.
I'm rubbing. So I'm rubbing my chest. And now I'm very hyper aware. I just bought this
Rubbing your
from a
chest.
wonderful artisan here in Edmonton. It's a troll cross.
Oh, that's why you're rubbing your chest.
Yeah, to ward off evil spirits for myself.
Evil spirits.
Like your dead grandma.
Grandma, I was just.
Are you implying
Your
that
spirit
you're
summons is
But
canceled.
she's not evil. That
I
we know of.
canceled Grandma. It's done.
Inherently, she's not. If she still possessed us, then she's may not be evil.
Sammy, you
All
doing
possessed is
okay?
evil.
Are you okay?
Not all.
I think we hit Sammy's.
Oh my god.
I think we hit Sammy's tolerance for dead grandma talk.
I love dead grandmas.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm good.
Oh my lord. That's wild. Okay, wow.
Okay.
Session 5 is like magical marble. Yeah, also, final announcement I think really is, is I'm going to be a panelist at GameCon Canada, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to be talking through Novice DMing. I'm going to be talking about tabletop leadership, as well as safe space development and cultivation when it comes to tabletop role-playing game spaces. Specifically that, but also just genuinely talking about like these subjects, so it's not just about tabletop, but it will be mainly focusing on that as the filter, so that you guys can know how to lead a table when we talk about everything
Lead a
that happens.
table.
Yeah, just
He's great at it.
Lead a dead grandma's table.
can you
An antique tea table.
an antique teak table in the Dead Grandma's Brigade. Can you tell that I'm leading the hell out of this ship? This is the captain, like, steering the
It's an
raft of the
iceberg.
Medusa as it's like, hey, there's the session over there, and we're never going to get to it.
As long as we don't hit rocky shore or an iceberg, we should be fine. Or have any sirens
What kind of
marinated us.
stupid ass ship would hit an iceberg? They're so big and so slow.
It's
Yeah.
so unsinkable. This
That was a Titanic joke for all you.
That was a
out there.
Titanic joke.
That was. Any more announcements that we should?
Nothing, a damn thing.
No, he said that was the last announcement ever.
Ever.
Remember?
Sometime.
So no more announcements ever.
Finished.
because-
If I hear him make another announcement, I'm a bastard, man.
Can I make an announcement?
Yes, Sammy.
Sweet. On May 25th, Rick and Morty, the next season comes out. I watched this. Join me, everybody, in watching your own homes.
All right,
without
fuck
me.
it.
And
Then with that too, on
know-
May 25th is WWE NXT's next pay-per-view. It should be pretty sick, guys. You should check it out.
Let me tell you about Rick and Morty, though. I watched the entire series twice in 2 weeks. There is 7 seasons.
Sammy, any
And
shows of yours that are coming out?
Right? It's
No,
good.
but if y'all want to check out my poetry, it's samanthasilver.ca.
What? That's a legitimate announcement.
That's a legit announcement.
I lied. My
legit
last announcement.
announcement.
My last announcement. I'm gonna watch Village of the Damned tomorrow because I rented it from the
Nice.
lobby here in Edmonton.
Yeah. Also, Rick from Rick and Morty is very hot. He's one of the few men that I actually find attractive, which is weird because he's very intelligent. I know he's an old man.
Okay, good. I'm glad you know that. Sammy, is there
Very
anywhere
clearly.
people can find your poetry?
Yes, SammySilver.ca or whatever you said, right?
Yeah, samanthasilver.ca.
Wonderful.
I have a website.
I just thought you said my name is Sammy Silver and I do poetry.
Well, my name is Samantha Silver. I do poetry.
Yeah,
I
she
also
does.
launched a website last year, and I have a Facebook and an Instagram that I never update. But the website is samanthasilver.ca. So
Check
you
out her
can
poetry.
I
check out
have
my poetry.
hey, I have an Instagram that I also do not update for this thing, which would probably help me a lot, and TikTok, which would help me a lot. Anyway, yeah, that's everything. I don't have any other major announcements at all. I'm gonna get my head a swivel for all of this, but I did want to.
clashes with mine. Why does yours come on May 25th as well?
I don't know. WWE's been doing their pay-per-views for longer than any of us have been alive. Just getting up with them.
I will. I have beef on Rick and Morty. Like, not that I'm going to watch WWE, but that means less views for Rick and Morty. Rip.
Okay,
dumb.
so with everything, I don't know if anybody has any character questions. First of all, for this session, any major things?
No.
I will remind everybody about the mechanics. Do we all remember the mechanics that we have for ourselves from the situation with the table, like the etiquette situation?
Plus something.
Oh, right.
Plus-
Etiquette. Yeah, I wrote it down. It's when I wear the outfit Penny gets me, I get a +1 in etiquette.
Yeah, exactly. When you're wearing that outfit that is purchased because it was the sacrifice of a resource, you guys will have that.
+1 dice, correct?
+1 dice.
Thank you.
Yeah, not it doesn't.
Yeah.
This system doesn't.
It's not
make
just
any
like
sense
you
without-
have one success automatically or something.
No, it's you get to add a die.
Yeah, cool.
Because it's like,
Does it
hey,
have
I
to
look
be-
good. I was also an asshole. It's like
Does it mean that, like, for any of my roles or just my etiquette?
Just
roles?
etiquette.
etiquette rolls specifically when you're wearing that, and we'll get into potentially like why that is significant for certain circumstances. Now, the question I have for everybody: what are our desires for this?
Still the same.
Yeah, what is yours?
Figuring out what this bastard wants.
What the
Well,
bastard
we'll
wants.
get there eventually. Will it be today or will it be next session or the session after?
What
Eventually,
Leo
we'll
wants.
decide.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the bastard. Leonardo Nitis.
Declan, what is it that you want?
Don't let Penny die.
Don't let Penny die.
Just Penny?
Wow. Wow.
Sweet.
Did you buy me a suit last session?
Bitch, I don't even know I was going to get a full outfit. Well, I did a little bit, but...
You don't know what my desire is.
And for yourself.
So my desire is that everyone looks at the fan art that I made of these outfits.
That's like 10 out of 10.
I like how you pulled away immediately.
Yeah,
Let's see
you
the
like-
fan art.
Like, show
Here.
it up. Yeah.
Let's look at the fan art.
The fan art.
Look at that fan art right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't count as fan art if you are one of the people.
Well, I mean,
30.
I'm a fan
Right here.
of your work.
True.
That's
Yeah.
Penny. And that's Declan.
Yeah.
I love my favorite part about
That's
this
That's actually real
picture is
Gorgeous.
now we know how much smaller Penny is than both of us.
I was like,
Chihuahua.
See, this is what I love about this too. Is just like what I love about this truly is that you guys gave templates in terms of what your characters look like. Every one of these people looks 12 or 7 years old to me. So I'm like, I see 7-year-old Jensen Ackles. I see 7-year-old Eva Mendes or Eva Longoria.
Eva Longoria,
Longoria. And then I see 7-year-old. I see Snape from the
my
Half-Blood
God.
Prince, or that
I think
one
you're
where
over
James
hypercritical.
Potter. I think James Potter's about to
I
kick
think
you
we've learned
and
who
flip you around.
has never been on the anime
I was
fan
just
art
about to
side
say.
of the internet.
It's
I
an
watched
anime sound.
I watched Food Wars, and it changed my life in every
Out of
wonderful
all-
way.
Is that the only anime you've ever watched?
I watched Erased.
Those are two completely opposite.
There you go.
Thank
to
you.
watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw stuff because of
That's like
I
someone
wish.
being like, I watched Ghost Stories and
Let's Ghost in-
Naruto.
Yeah.
And those are my two things
Let's
for
Ghost in the
anime.
Shell. You
I
know.
watched Puella Madoka Magica and Pokemon.
Yeah.
See, what's funny is I haven't watched Camilla
Yeah.
the Mayo, and I've loved Pokemon on the Game Boy. That's when I watched it. I watched it when it was a Game Boy game at Rogers, and I could rent.
I was about to just say something.
I
that
watched
was
Promise Neverland
Bro!
and
I gotta
Digimon.
I was gonna say something like absolutely like would flash back to like every comment of like, what should I watch? Remember that 10 years ago? I was gonna.
I also realized I was actually a bad opposite because there's a lot of war crimes in Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boku no Pico. I realized that. Have you guys known about it?
No.
Okay, never mind. Nobody watched.
So with that, I think with all that in mind, we know what we want. We know everything we
know
need.
what I was.
All right.
Fantastic. So with
I
all
was
of
a
that in
Tumblr
mind,
person.
Your actual desire past the fan art.
Wait, that wasn't it?
Well, that was Sammy's
Wait,
desire.
did she just immediately get willpower from that?
I mean, you automatically get willpower, so yes. Are you Sammy?
Yes. In addition to Sammy, the player's desire for everyone to praise my art skills.
And two of us did. One of us said it looks like 7-year-olds, but the other two loved it.
Yeah.
I love that you
That
all
doesn't
loved
mean
it.
I didn't
You
love
said
it.
she looked like Snape.
Yes, because she looked anyway.
I was going for
Average
Savika
Snape.
from Arcane.
Oh,
did great.
well,
I got you.
I don't know what that is.
Liam, if anybody else actually makes fan art, I don't think it'd be great if you did. Where would they send that to?
Where would they send it to?
Yeah. Because now we have art, I feel like other people might find this desire to not just ours, but like any of your other channels and stuff.
Oh.
Like if they want to send in their art, like you should have somewhere for them to send their art.
I mean, okay.
Apparently
hi.
we don't have any.
Hi. So, if you are really loving this Dead Grandma Brigade's shenanigans at our antique teak table, you are welcome, please, to send any art you make to Novice_DMing on Instagram. Send it to us. Send your art, like, genuinely. I mean, I'd say my personal one, but, send it to Novice DMing. That's where I'll actually see it. And then, yeah, if you really like it, we got a break moment. We could post it up. If you want to have it tagged, you can let me know if you want it tagged. I'll put the art up in the video, which means you got to send. You have actually. I'll try it for the first time with this. We'll try it here at the end or the break. We'll show off Sammy's art, and if there, we'll send. Well, you know what? Mm-hmm. We'll send the link on your poetry. Maybe not in the description. Yeah. Why not the description, Liam? You asked that, Liam? Well, I don't know, because maybe we'll do a title
enough for the description.
I don't know. We could do.
We'll do a pinned comment.
Snape look like it was in there, and I don't want that in the description.
We'll do a pinned comment.
It's the best you'll get, Sammy.
We'll put it in the description. I'm so sorry.
I was just like,
that's what Grandma would want.
Yeah,
she loved poetry, and she's
putting it up on the fridge.
What does Penny want as her desire?
So Penny has been working on a project over several episodes. I have this lovely large dice with an 8.
From Chaos Emporium. From them. I bought that from Chaos. Anyway.
Not sponsored.
Created
it's from
by
Daddy anyway.
And so Penny is working on a research paper about how well vampires respond to therapy. And it is called...
Wait. It is called Reanimating the Self. Smart Stuff. Exploration of kindred behavior, cognition, and attachment. I was gonna be so impressive and have it all down, and I didn't.
Anyway, you want to say the actual title?
Yes. It is called Reanimating the Self, an exploration of kindred behavior, cognition, and attachment in pursuit of wellness and psychological integration following the trauma of undeath. So she's going to keep working on that project. I feel like this is maybe more a question like for Monika, but last time I also had a desire to make a friend, and I wonder if I succeeded, because I did buy very expensive outfits for everyone.
Yeah. You guys talk too much, and I almost got the whole title. I was going to get it. You just made me do my job.
Perfect.
Okay,
You'll get it when it's like the last time you do,
Okay, so, I mean, yeah, you would have achieved it. This is the thing that I'm getting is, like, desire is one of those situations where it's like if you work towards it, you gain willpower. But if you don't get willpower, it's like if you don't have anything to spend, it's like, hey, I did my desire, but what now? Mm-hmm. I keep trying to think about, like, what mechanics to add into it, because, like, it's kind of one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what is of a major benefit that could be actually really like worth it if you don't roll willpower. But the only thing I can think of is this: willpower does allow you to re-roll dice. It allows you to re-roll a number of dice when you spend it. Mm-hmm. And so I keep thinking about it as like a commodification. And I hesitate with this because what I think is like certain desires are very important and they mean a lot. And I don't want to just like the idea of like, you know, get an extra experience point, because that's not really how that works. I don't want to do it as like fixing hunger, because then it's like an alternative to what makes you a monster. So what I think could actually be of a benefit is, let me see something here. I think so there's a situation we haven't really talked about where there's like the blood surge that kind of comes to my mind, where you have to make a rouse check and you could add a number of dice to your rolls. And it's kind of the situation where you're like, oh, okay, well, if I really need to, I'd have to roll a die on this. Part of me, though, is thinking about an ability that is in this game called Hindrance, where it's the idea of people can, like, what is it called? Like, if you're distracted or contributing a lot of to a lot of things, you could be distracted in a situation. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to give you 3 options, because I like that same thing when it comes to the bestial failure here, and this is to everybody. The first one is clearing willpower in an instant. If you have actually aimed for your desire in the moment, you can clear willpower instantly. The other one I was thinking about is the idea that you could add a die. Just simply add a die to a single roll. Once that die is done, it's gone. I think that can be fair. The other last thing is you can choose that due to a particular desire you have aimed to do, you could ignore something where you would like be in a situation where you would subtract dice from your pool.
So it could make you a less hindered kindred.
Welcome to Novice DMing, everybody. Here, let me show you our unhindered kindred in this moment. It's still rocky, but we're gonna get there. Does that work for everybody?
I like it.
I'm not talking about the thing I just said. I'm talking about the mechanics of that.
I
like the mechanics.
I like the little switch thing.
Either vampire inspiration, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Sensation.
unhindered kindred.
We're going to have fun today.
Beauty.
And with all that in mind, let's have this wonderful session for yegVMP. When last we left off with our unhindered kindred, you were all meeting each other at the drive and dive, discussing the situation that Gertie has currently been put into. Going to Elysium to accept a check and a payment from Leonidas on a circumstance we do not fully understand. Essentially what happened was you are all kind of devising this plan, organizing yourselves to think about how we could make this a benefit for Gertie. Yourself aiming towards actually trying to make a friend, you have been able to allocate resources at your own home that would allow you like to be able to buy a wardrobe that could help Gertie in the situation later, that even helped out Declan. When you were all kind of like going through this plan and dropping off Gertie and Penny at Penny's home, you, Declan, had an encounter or conversation with Cass, your daughter, working at the Great Ends Hospital, the individual who was responsible for acquiring blood bags for you and surviving, very much having a heart-to-heart where you, essentially, she was requesting to no longer to have a father-daughter relationship and to not have this kindred to human relationship, to really try to embrace the parts of the relationship she has loved with you forever and always, without having the concerns and the strain of trying to be a human navigating an impossibly bleak and violent world. And you guys had a drink together. You guys, you respected that. You had not only respected it, but you had affirmed for her that she is not limited in this world. She's not inferior. In fact, the kindred are. The man-bats of the world truly are. And then you had gone and visited Penny. You guys had a grandfather clock incident.
Oh, right.
Yeah, where the grandfather's clock face was pulled inwards as you tried to call Lux and say, hey, you got someone to fix it. He's like, what? You guys had called an individual by the name of Carson Davies, who's kind of like a fix-it man in the Yellow Pages. Like a hidden, like it seems like kind of hidden, like repair kind of industry, repair shop. You had contacted him, and it was picked up lickety-split to be dropped off right next door to Carol's house, your neighbor's place, after you had purchased lavishly beautiful outfits for our fellow kindreds here. Yes. You guys basically, I mean, it's not like the end of the day. It's not the end of the evening. So you guys do have a tremendous amount of time before, like, basically the next night until the whole Elysium process, like, kind of begins. Was that a whistle?
That was me, sorry.
Hell yeah. I was like, whoo!
I didn't mean it.
That was better than anything I ever could do. I can't do that, so
sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm impressed. I'm so scared.
My bad. I was just supposed to be like, but I was like, yeah,
well, that was not the sound.
Yeah, no, that's what I
that
mean.
Was
it came out of it.
Beautifully. Well done. Make sure everybody clears up your guys' willpower from before, not because of that, but just because I need to remember.
That'd be great.
You whistle great? Get back your resources.
I'm a professional whistler.
So I'm literally just going to let you guys take this moment to, if you guys are going to continue to converse here, you're welcome to. If there's anything you want to be pursuing for the rest of the evening, you are welcome to. We will get to the morning of, and for the sake of it, if you guys are okay with it, we can move past that really quickly to allow ourselves to go into Elysium if you would like. But I will let you guys make that decision based on all whatever you guys you want to do. For now, I pass it over to you guys at Penny's home, and I see a hand up. Is it towards me or to everybody here? Great, I'm gonna back up.
Okay. I kind of want to check out the weapons at Penny's place, but the archaic weapons, because we're already there. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna, like, my character's gonna live or die, and I feel like she'd find your weapons really cool, and that's all. And then we could do everything everyone else wants, but that's something that I've been on my mind for the last 2 weeks. Is I really want to check out the weapons, because do you have like a weapons area?
This is a very important thing. Do you have an armory?
Yeah.
With your haven?
Ooh.
Or is it just like all just chilling on the walls, like a battle axe encased in a?
This is an important thing.
So haven is I've got a base of 3, 1 point in luxury, 1 point in warding, and 1 point in haunted. So I don't actually have an armory.
Yeah.
I think
the ghost armed.
No, he's armless. He's completely
What do you mean?
armless.
What do you mean completely armless? Like this?
I have no idea what that was.
I know.
It was great. That's what it was.
You're seen.
Hell yeah. I think she does have like some antiques and some like replicas up on the wall. I don't know that they're functional, and I wouldn't say that it's an armory. It's like she's like one of those like old school collectors, and she'll be like, and here's an 18th century rifle used at the Battle of Waterloo. It's original black powder, right? She's got like 4 or 5 like things. She's probably got like a big like battle axe. She's probably got a couple swords. She maybe has like a glaive or a morning star, but like they're in glass cases and like they're
see
decorative.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to check, like if you guys want to understand what that would probably mean, you can make a wits, you can make a firearms melee check if you want to kind of understand what that would kind of mean if you were to use these weapons in a situation. Because it's important to break it down like that, and that's a very good like thing to have. But we can break it down if you want to.
What was it? The 3? Sorry.
It could be wits, firearms, or wits melee.
Surprisingly, don't have anything in melee or firearms.
4 successes, firearms.
Okay.
1 success.
1 success total?
Yeah, well, I rolled 2 dice, so I'm more happy that I actually got anything.
That's fine.
So.
Yeah, so, firearms, no firing caps. Nothing that could discharge a weapon on these. The best thing they could be used for is clubs, which is, like, for yourself, would basically be like a +2 damage for, like, a, blunt thing. But yeah, that would be the best thing they could be used for.
Yeah.
A 1 success, you would definitely, I'd say with a 1 success, no, it's like, oh, these are very, like, cool pieces. Nothing that would necessarily, I'd say, I mean, they are still effective weapons, just probably not on the reusability factor. That's the only thing I can really say on that kind
Except
of
for the swords. Are the swords really nice?
Yeah, I think probably the reason why Penny has these is it's similar to like the phonograph she has and like other like and the grandfather clock. It's like things she has collected throughout her lifetime. So like I'm picturing like the reason she has like these swords or this glaive or these battle axes is like these might be weapons that like perhaps like when she was with Sebastian, her sire, and the rest of her group at the time, like maybe if they were scouring like a battlefield for like fallen or dying soldiers, like maybe she would be walking along and she's a young, reckless, like 100-year-old vampire who's still like really enthralled by like the violence of it all. So like maybe it's like, oh, I took this sword off of a dying soldier at Waterloo, or like something like that. Like these are more like the way that a person would be like, these are my collectible spoons.
Yeah.
But like for her, it's like, this is the sword that my sire used to slaughter the captain of the Redcoats. I don't know. What is history? What are time periods?
I think that, to be quite honest, I don't want her to feel bad, but I think the weapons that we have are probably going to be better in a fight than any of these guys.
Well, I mean, they're pretty cool.
They are very nice.
It really like matches the aesthetic of this place.
If she's true, and these are from Waterloo, unless that's
A lot of
ABBA's
weapons.
song from the 70s, I don't think they're going to hold up to fighting against a kindred.
Yeah, honestly, like, all I'm kind of like looking at it is just really cool weapons, but a lot of them are from Waterloo. What happened in Waterloo?
On a 4, I will add one extra thing for you. Concealability, impossible with these.
No.
Very much so. You'd have to load these up in the trunk of your car in order to get them through anything.
If we are actually looking at this, I mean, considering looking up at the wall, thinking about trying to get those into Elysium, probably not going to happen. Yeah. I'm currently carrying 2 weapons on me right now, and you can't see either of them. You're currently carrying at least 1, maybe more. And the only reason I know that is because I've grown to know you a bit more.
I mean, also told about my boots.
I don't think I was here for that.
Oh. I was a little worried about the grandfather clock. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I came after the grandfather clock thing.
Yeah, you did come after the grandfather clock, and then she was talking about outfits, and I think I said something about boots.
Okay, well, I was busy calling a man to help fix the grandfather clock that you broke. So...
I didn't break it, I just improved it.
Yeah, sure.
During this entire conversation, Penny has been like, oh, it's been such a long time since I've taken the rifle down. The thing about the black powder rifles is like every time they fire, you need to clean them because they're so old. And she is like gone, and they're talking, and she's gone like a little step stool, and she's like gone. And
she's doing that.
Like it's mounted on the wall, and she's like trying to take it down, and you can see it that like it is frail, like the bayonet, it like is kind of like shaking on it as she takes. Like it's not a tight weapon, and she's like it is a historical. It's like the Declaration of Independence. Like if you blow on it too hard, like it's just gonna crumble away.
You know, Gertie, too. Nelson and Lux use black powder weapons for both hunting.
Yeah.
Like you know what this is. Like it's you're aware of
I'm
that.
gonna reach in and pull out my Glock 22 and be like, see, this is a lot easier to hide, and I don't need to worry about black powder
That's
with
pretty
it.
nice.
I've also got, and pull out the pocket knife, my dad's old pocket knife. I've got this. It's a little bit older. This actually probably would be from the 70s when ABBA released Waterloo.
Can I check that out?
Yeah, be careful. It's my dad's. I've also got, not with me right now, but before we go, I do have a full-on double-barrel shotgun as well.
Nice.
Usually it's under my desk, but could easily bring it into the car.
Do you want me to sharpen this for you? It's a little dull.
Yeah, sure. I don't sharpen. I usually use it to pick up cheese.
Okay, I'll sharpen it in the car.
It's a lot easier to, just look at someone and point a Glock at them and shoot them.
Yeah.
Than having to get up close. Plus, I'm actually better with my hands than I am, like, stabby things.
Sorry, stabby things.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I appreciate you.
It's beautiful.
It's a wonderful piece. I feel like we shouldn't play around with it too much though.
It's very delicate. You can see how the hinges on the beta. See, normally what they would do, and she goes into this like explanation about like how you would disassemble it, and she's like, I shouldn't take it apart though because you can see how like the screws are just completely stripped, like, and you can see like it's kind of like it's like literally like it's falling apart like in her hands. So
honestly, it's such a beautiful piece. I actually like to admire it if it was like back up in its spot. You had perfect lighting on it and everything.
Thank you. I spent so long on the lighting. There's actually like little track lights.
Yeah,
100%.
Love how that's your figuration for a replica black powder thing, but with an antique grandfather clock. I can fix it.
I already learned my lesson.
Say what you want about Gertie. She learns from her mistakes.
That's true.
So
It might take a few mistakes, but she'll learn.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I feel like when it comes to an actual gun, I probably shouldn't mess around with it too much, especially since she just bought me like how many outfits. So I'm kind of over here like, yes. So like yeah, it's very very beautiful piece. Like you said, I probably will have to go back to the drive and dive. I just got to pick up a couple of things, and then what's the game plan before we how we're gonna head out? What are we all thought? Do my chauffeurs or my guards, or
we definitely tried to ask basically,
because they said for me to come alone, and I'm like,
well, as
that's
far
not
as they know,
happening.
we are conjoined triplets, and we got to go everywhere together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
easy enough. I think, judging from where I know it is the area we're heading to closer to Penny's than the drive and dive?
You're talking
Where's
about
Walmart?
Elysium?
Yeah, like where we're supposed to meet Leonidas.
It's closer actually to your place.
Okay.
Closer to yours and closer to Cass. Yeah.
So I think probably the best thing to do
Makes all sense.
is once the sun sets, if you're able to get one of the little rinky-dink bikes, and
My rinky-dink bike.
not your bike. Your bike was nice the one time I saw it. I mean the little putt-putts that you're on. If you can get one of those, we'll meet here.
The bike that he saw was actually not your bike, but it was the Viper bike I think that you took.
He saw my bike when I first pulled over. When
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I forgot.
I've seen you ride 3 separate bikes at this point.
And you're
Yes,
just like, you don't
yeah.
even know which one is actually mine at this point.
Yeah, I know one of the other 2 better than the one that you have been basically punished to ride.
When I get back from this Elysium bullshit, I'm definitely going to have to keep rolling and get more pieces and get my bike
Basically,
together.
I think the best thing is if you can meet us here at Penny's, then we can get into the car, drive to where we need to meet. I think it's just easier and saves on gas than me having to go out and pick you up and come back, pick up Penny, and all that. It kind of cuts the difference a little bit.
Yeah, and honestly, we still have to wait for the outfits, and it's all just going to be sent to... Does it get sent here for the outfits?
I think, do you have a P.O. box or just straight to you, like straight home delivery?
Oh yes, I have a PO box.
Yeah.
I usually get things sent to the office.
We have to be back here anyways to change or whatever.
Exactly.
So, like, work from there. I gotta go get some stuff. Gotta keep people updated and everything about what's happening, and then off to this bullshit. So.
No.
One thing, you may want to think about this a little bit. You can tell me just before we reconvene here. I would like to know, before we get to Elysium, what are your non-negotiables in terms of if Leonidas is requesting things from you, just so I sort of know.
No sacrificing my family, nothing to do with the collar, nothing gets touched but the collar, unless it is 100% in bright, nice lighting around it, like your nice lights here. I don't want anything that has anything like touches my crew, my people.
Excellent.
Not happening. Those are non-negotiables. And then I said this before, and I'll say it again. We do not talk about Patty. Don't mention her name. She's not a leader. That is not. Nobody talks about her.
Never heard that name before in my life.
Good.
So, and again, just for my knowledge, do you or the caller have any ties currently to the Camarilla?
When we were discussing some time ago, no, not currently, no. But a couple of them got a little spooked. A lot of the leaders got a little spooked, and nobody's not really telling me why. But I'm starting to kind of piece things slowly together, I guess. But yeah, no. I don't know if they've had a past before, but nobody's kind of like telling about that. But
And any ties to the Anarchs specifically?
Anarchs.
Or is the caller entirely independent?
We're pretty independent from what I've known for all these years.
If the caller had ties to the Anarchs, you would know. It would be something that the caller would be quite proud of. So it sounds like not. There's the Camarilla and several different families or traditions within the Camarilla. Lots of infighting. Have you ever seen the show Game of Thrones? I sort of fell off. I liked the first few seasons, and then anyways.
I was more into the books myself.
The Camarilla is basically royal families, or you could picture them as different countries, where there's a lot of rivalries and infighting, and the Anarchs are an organized group outside the Camarilla that opposes all the Camarilla. So when it comes to protecting your family and the caller, I just needed to know whether or not there were any
that I've heard about that.
Perfect.
Anyways, not to my knowledge.
Okay, so no existing rivalries. Great.
Well, there was one human rivals that I'm not really going to talk about, but that's because they pissed me off.
But in the Camarilla...
No, they're good. They're human. They don't know.
Fantastic. Excellent.
They're one motorcycle.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really all I need unless...
Yeah. All right, well, keep in touch. Do you have any...
Quick question before we head... Well, not before we head out, before I drive you home.
No, I got my own motorbike.
No, you don't. I drove you here, I'm
Enjoy.
pretty sure. Oh, no, you're right.
That's
you
true, you have a
followed.
pup
That's
pipe.
right. Yeah, you're good then.
That's true.
Yeah,
Before
I
we
know.
split up then,
Never go to a little second
have
location.
either of you... Do either of you have any levels of firearms training?
Well, I know how to...
Like, are either of you able to actually use...
You see Gertie just straight
Alright,
up pull up the kill shot.
Are you able to use a gun?
Suburban kill shot.
I'm not specifically trained.
Okay.
I'm not
In
specific trained either, but that doesn't mean I don't
What,
know either.
like, again, if we're heading into this, like, what do you have, like, any level of ability with, like, your hands? Are you good with, like, an up close kind of like knives or anything like that? Like, do you have any? I feel like you have an up close kind of.
Or long shot.
Yeah, but like melee weapons usually, correct?
Yeah, for the most part. Actually, just between us, I'm very good at improvising weapons on the spot.
Right, cool. Yeah, do you have any level of weapon training, any sort of knowledge to it?
You always, you got your hair up every once in a while, don't you? Like, put like a pin or something in there, or like something that you could just stab. Like, you always gotta think 10 steps ahead on the streets, you know.
Well, Penny like goes into like a flashback in her mind, back to the days when she was a cleaver. After her sire Sebastian turned her, it was Sebastian and sort of their his entourage of like all women, cause he a fuckboy. And Penny used to be a cleaver, so the way she used to feed was by ingratiating herself with human people and families and taking them by surprise. So she kind of has a flashback to that, and she's looking at the weapons on the wall, and she turns back and she says, direct confrontation isn't my specialty. I tend to avoid problems before they happen or take individuals by surprise. But I do have a few particular talents. Have you ever heard of the fatal flaw? I have some exposure to oblivion. discipline, to the Oblivion discipline.
All
And
right.
Fatal Flaw is something which allows me to sense the weakness of an enemy, whether it be mental or physical as well, I believe.
That's handy.
So typically, I tend to fight with my words, and I can be very persuasive. Penny flashes back to being super villainous and manipulative, very deceitful. Please, sir, I'm just so cold. I'm new in town. I'm scared. Will you please just let me in? She flashes back that, feels a surge of guilt, compartmentalizes, looks back and is like, I have been known to not be a fighter.
Honestly,
Typically.
as a person who is one, we need somebody with words.
No,
and
exactly. I
knowledge.
think that's good. I think
It's
that
a good balance.
it's good to have a talker. It's good to
Yeah.
have muscle. It's good to have
It's healthy for you.
a level of, let's say, someone who can try their best to avoid the need for the muscle. I think that's what we've got here. I think that you're more than capable of taking it on when people get close. I'm not against that myself. I've got myself.
You don't let them get close?
Well, not normally, but if they do, I have. Fun fact, in case either of you didn't know, but I did actually serve as a police officer back in my home of Massachusetts originally, and there is a hand-to-hand combat that they do teach you. Not quite Krav Maga, but kind of similar to that way. And so I do have hand-to-hand experience, but I more so am trained with firearms. And so I think if we go in with that in mind, talk first. If all that fails, shoot second. If that doesn't work, punch them till they don't move anymore.
Right, you used to be a pig? Cop?
Yeah, I used to be a fucking pig. Fun fact, they're the reason I'm like this. So you're not going to make me feel bad.
I'm not going to make you feel bad. I was just...
No. I'm just saying, you can 100%.
Just
All
inquiring.
cops are bastards. That's why I'm not one anymore. Now I'm a monster.
Damn.
Big difference.
I was going to say more so the fact that you're not the monster, it's them.
You know,
But
to each their own, right?
God damn, son. Oh, I like that.
But yeah, basically, I can go prepare back home. You can get what you need to prepare. We'll be back here in the evening.
If I sense danger, I can give you a heads up as to, how we may be able to best our opponents, best them in combat.
Perfect.
Piggies go oink, monsters go bump in the night, son. I love it.
All right. Well, till tomorrow evening then.
yes.
Okay, so I want to move forward, but now something hit that just is really cool. So first of all, Declan,
Yes.
with your permission, the only thing I want to know is when you're going back to your home, the preparation you were doing in terms of weapon prep or anything that is going to be like what you were going to plan to bring with you to Elysium for this. Gertie, you have a few people that we're going to have to focus on, like in terms of talk, so we'll go to that. But Penny, you just did something that really got me. So, typically, vampires have dead brains. The electrons within their mind. Did you give the eyebrows? So like, yeah. Like I didn't notice what you did. What I just kind of noticed is that you have an open memoriam for yourself, which is a thing that no vampire has. Where it's the idea that any kind of flashback or anything when it comes to like deriving information is something they need to open yourself up to later on. But you were able to just simply say, I am having a moment, a flashback, and this is something that I'm very curious about. And I think I'm just curious about it. That's kind of it. I don't have anything else really to say on it. All I think I'm curious on is this. What is it that you feel Penny has that allows her to access open memories like that no vampire else has as well?
A haunted house.
That's the best explanation I've ever heard.
Specifically, I think she has haunted items within her house. And I think it would have to do with some of the oblivion discipline that she has. Essentially, Penny was turned by a guy who was like a, like a terrorist, and a couple hundred years she spent like working for him, realized at some point he was a fuckboy. Then she went into
bitches.
She went into a state of torpor for, I think we discussed it as 50 years.
It would have to be, yeah.
Yeah, in order to escape him. She essentially did the vampire equivalent of like faking her own death. Went into a state of torpor and like fled from him, went into a state of torpor. And then when she awoke several years later, 50 years later, she was sort of on her own, making her way through the world, fending for herself. She probably ran into a series of different, maybe kindred or other individuals who like helped her get back up on her feet again. In the like early 60s, she started getting turned on to this idea of psychology. She like moved around like a lot. Before finally, like she was in Europe, she was in like Eastern Europe, Western, like Italy. She was like all over the place. She was in America. Like she didn't stay in one place for more than a couple years while she sort of tried to rebuild herself and establish her independence.
Very Cullen-like. Don't stay in one spot for very long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until she sort of like, almost 100 years passed, and she was like, well, I feel like I can put down roots now, because if Sebastian hasn't found me in the last like 7,500 years, he's probably doesn't care about me anymore. He's probably looking for like new like people to turn.
Yeah.
But I think she did, when she went into that torpor, she had to have like a pre-prepared like crypt or space for her to stay in. And I think because she does have all these artifacts from her old life, I think when she went into the state of torpor, because she like held onto the sword and some of these other weapons, and she also so this is not something that was established in canon in any of the episodes we aired, but when Penny was turned, she was on trial at the Salem witch trials. She was accused of being a witch, and the backstory was a traveler had come to their home and been like, oh, can you hold on to my items for me? And they were like, sure. There's surely nothing suspect in here. But the bundle of items that was left behind, the town guard came through and they were like, this is witchcraft stuff. And then she got accused and she's like, we run a boarding house. That's like, it's not mine. But you know how cops are.
Yeah.
So then...
Oink,
Oink.
So
The real monsters.
I think that Penny, to this day, I think she has no idea what that bundle of stuff is. I think she's opened it and I think she's looked at the stuff inside, but has no idea what they are or what they mean.
Okay.
But I think she held on to it all those years as like a testament or trophy to her own like innocence kind of thing. Of
But
like,
it's this thing that also unlocks this ability for her when she's around.
yeah.
Okay. I want you to just like, and again, it's fine that if you don't know it, but please put down your notes because that's important in terms of like a game mechanic thing for a particular mechanic thing.
Okay.
Is like saying like whatever this is, like the items from this traveler like allows for an open memoriam like passage, just so that is, because that is an important thing to keep track of. I just want to say that.
Perfect.
That's great. Yeah, as you are home.
I like how you had an answer for that. That was pretty dope.
That was dope as hell. As you are left home by yourself, is there anything you do for the rest of the day? Anything that you are prepping for? Or rest of the night?
So my hunger is at 2. I feel like the less hunger I have for Elysium, the better. I don't know if it's like realistic with Penny being the Grim Reaper feeding style.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if she would be able to feed before, but if there's yeah.
You're able to. It's just basically a hunting role. For yourself, you have methods in terms of doing it. Yours involves like getting an Uber, going to a hospital, doing all these different things. So we do make a roll for it.
Okay.
Yours is a little more tricky because you have to go to a working class kind of neighborhood. So the difficulty for yourself is 4. But this is going to be medicine. So it's adding your medicine check, which gives you what is it? Dying people. Is your specialty?
We're dying.
Medicine is diagnostics, but I do have 2 awareness for death.
2 awareness for death. Okay, and 2 awareness, and then you have death. Okay, great. So that's the thing, is being able to find a dying person there. And then it's going to be, I think for the sake of it, for you to be able to get to where you're going, it's going to be manipulation.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would say manipulation allows you to be able to work your way to the locations that you need to basically do. Cool. So, roll manipulation, and then your awareness and with your death.
We've got 2 successes, no failures, so I'm going to spend 2 willpower.
Okay, and this could risk you increasing your hunger to do so, but you could also use a blood surge to increase, to add 2 more dice. Just want to let you know. Well, what's your blood potency?
3.
Okay, right. That means that would be 3 dice to a blood surge.
Okay. I think I'll try just re-rolling these 2 for now. I got 1 more success. So
Okay. That's 3 successes. Unfortunately, will not fully get you there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
so for the blood surge.
you roll a rouse check.
Okay.
Which would could increase your hunger, but you are looking to feed.
Yes.
So it's just the idea of adding extra dice to this to hopefully get a success, which means that if any one of those extra 3 dice you get, you could go back down to your minimum, which I believe is 1 for you. But if they don't and you increase your hunger, then that's the risk.
Maybe I'll just leave it. I feel like I would rather not have hunger going into Elysium, but I feel like the risk of like becoming hungrier is like not a risk Penny would be willing to take.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, you will attempt to try to go to a hospital. You will get so very close, but then people will start asking questions like, "Excuse me, are you here? Unfortunately, this is for family only."
Right. Of course. Sorry, a colleague of mine. She's a death doula. She called in sick, and I just came for in case psychiatric support was required. I understand this is a medical assistance in dying, a maid request. So they just have a psychologist or.
Okay, well, we do have to ask you to leave.
Of course.
But thank you. Thank you.
My apologies.
Yes. All right. Gertie. We're going to we're going to go with Declan first here because yours will take a little time. Preparations for yourself.
Yeah, so quick question for you.
Yes, quick answer.
So with the last bit of experience we got, I was able to add a dot of my haven.
Yeah.
So I now have Hidden Armory 2 dots.
Okay.
With that, it says in the book, each dot gives you 1 pistol and 1 long firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Can I forego the extra long firearm for 2 melee weapons?
Pretty please.
2 melee weapons as opposed to a long firearm. Yeah, I would say absolutely.
Perfect. Then
yeah, that's a good trade-off.
I'm going back. I have my pocket knife. I have the 1 Glock. I'm going to go into my slightly upgraded armory now. Which I think is probably just like literally like kind of a gun safe within like a bench that is actually a little container.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm gonna open it up. I now have.
Why is this bench got a combination lock on it?
I was thinking like it's the bench and the combination is like underneath the seat.
Great.
But so I've got the Glock. I now also have a Desert Eagle pistol.
Hell yeah!
I have, if it's cool with you, I wanted a hidden switchblade that one side is a comb that flips out and the other side is the knife.
Oh, a hidden
like,
switchblade
yeah,
where
so
it's a
like,
comb.
The one.
Oh,
goes
it's
straight
like one
out
of those
the
like
blade,
funny like,
but then,
hey,
yeah, but then it's
look
that,
at me.
So that it's literally
and
like,
you can do that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And I was wondering if I could have a Soviet ballistic knife.
Fuck. Oh, a ballistic knife. Oh yeah, that would be a complicated situation. The only thing I will say here, though, you already established that you talked with Carson, and Carson's the guy to be able to get that kind of stuff. So being able to have that, I would say that if you know Carson and be able to do it, then yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so I'll get those.
Soviet ballistic knife. That's freaking sick, dude.
And I'm assuming Desert Eagle is going to be for the game mechanics same as the Glock. For the plus,
no, that's a +4.
+4
However,
for
its
that?
concealment is nigh impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bulky weapon. Like,
Yeah.
that's... I just remember Mike Ehrmantraut pulling it up in Better Call Saul. Like, it's just this giant honker thing.
Yeah.
So, in concealment is the problem with that weapon.
Yeah, no problem. And then would the ballistic knife and switchblade be a +2 or +3?
+2.
+2 for them. Okay,
Both of them.
perfect. Excellent. So yeah, so I'm gonna go
For
back.
the ballistic knife, the only thing with it is it falls under firearm as opposed to melee, unless you're doing it for melee.
Yeah, it has like kind of a double use thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna open that up. I'm gonna leave the shotgun at home, because as much as
it's
the
for
desert,
home defense.
Yeah, and as much as the Desert Eagle would be is not good concealment.
I'm not talking about that.
I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna get it set up.
Okay.
Get the Glock set up. All three of my knives kind of put together. Yeah, and I think probably that would be basically it. I be able to look up and see if there are any. I know that they're a chop shop, but like any other vehicle places that might be able to do stuff like kind of less than legal / under the table. If the drive and dive is one that I could go to, this would also be I could contact them as well.
Make an intelligence streetwise check.
Okay. If this doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. I just wanted to attempt something. Intelligence streetwise.
Or yeah, it's gonna be streetwise.
That is 2 successes from my 2 dice I rolled.
The way that the chop shop does it, I would say probably not as well. Because the chop shop is, I mean, anyone can strip down a vehicle. You could probably go to like a junk markets and stuff like that.
Would it help you if I told you what I was specifically looking for?
If you're, I mean, if you're looking for like my brain goes to the idea of getting a rental car that is like also unmarked kind of thing. That's where
actually
my brain goes.
That's not what I was going for.
What do you think of
The thing I was going for is seeing about the possibilities of switching out, because I'm assuming that Declan would not have bulletproof tires. I think the glass in his vehicle would be. I think that would be something that, like, he's already put the extra money to get the tint. I think also making those at least bullet resistant would have been in his mind, but I don't think he would have thought of tires until now. Because on the off chance that they have to run from the situation with Elysium, knowing that that's going to be a situation that would be useful. If he can't find something, that's fine. He will trust his own driving skill, but basically just trying to add to the possibility of them not dying.
What are your resources? Like, what's your resource?
I have 2 resources.
Okay. You have armory, resources for Haven. What are your other advantages? I think I have a list of your advantages here.
So my Haven advantages.
Pull it up.
I have 2 dots in hidden armory.
Yeah.
2 dots in business establishment. 1 dot in library. And
Yeah, you got
1
library.
Dot in surgery.
Yeah, I see all of that.
And then the other stuff I would have is basically just the resources. I doubt Cass would have any idea of where to get bulletproof tires.
I don't think she wants to tell you either.
No,
I
don't think she would either.
So here's the only thing that I'm getting at is, like, the thought of it is one thing. I'm just also trying to think about, like, the idea of getting a bulletproof windows for your vehicle. Like, the tint is one thing. I keep trying to think about the idea of, like, keeping your family safe and just, like, trying to think of that bridge between being the concerned dad traveling around and then also having the bulletproof windows. It's not necessarily saying I would say no to it. I'm just also trying to think about the accessibility of something. It kind of in the idea of, like, because this is from Boston, you got this car. Trying to think about that. The justification I can make with it is that they were a source from your sire, Amanda. There was something where she had instilled that for you.
Because the only other thing that I will say, if this helps, I actively did choose a car that was used in the 90s as police cruisers for Massachusetts.
And that's
so
great.
I think if that also helps.
It does help. I'm mainly just kind of trying to think about, like, the intricacies of the fact of, like, getting tinted specific like bulletproof tinted windows. Because even if, you know, cop cars, you know, being tinted or being bulletproof, they also are not then tinted. So it's just this other level. That is fine. I will say, to get the specifics of your thing, you would not know off the top of your dome if there is a secondary spot that would allow for bulletproof tires. You would have to then find other individuals that work within that space, and it would have to be an individual basis, not an establishment. Gertie's place might be a place to ask, unless, of course, you didn't want that to be the pursuance that you then went to.
Okay. No, I think with that and knowing that this is probably going to be a thing that isn't going to be able to be resolved tonight, I think then the last thing that he'll do before basically finishing up his thing is, I think I am going to call Gertie.
Okay.
And basically just, like, go in to my previous calls, because I did put you in my phone. I'll go in and I'll find Gertie's number. You can do it. I believe in you.
I can't. Your
call her up. I'll also wait, knowing how far the drive and dive is from Penny's, and make sure that I'm not calling while she's, like, probably on the road, because I feel this is fully Declan thinking about Gertie, that she would try to answer and end up crashing the bike and getting more trouble from the caller. So I'm gonna wait until the time hits when I'm like,
appreciate you, man.
She should be home now.
You roll up on top of your bike. You roll up. You put up the kickstand. Ring, ring, ring.
Turn off my mic. I'm still sitting on it, though. Oh. Hey, sup?
Hey, Gertie. So I had a thought, and this might be a thing depending on how long our partnership lasts. Do you think that you'd be able to find or ask one of the people that you work with if they would know a place or an individual that would be able to procure bulletproof tires?
Yeah, probably.
Perfect. It doesn't have to be done tonight. I don't think that, even if you had it, I don't think getting them here, attaching them and stuff could be done before we have to go to Elysium, but I think if we could just figure that out for any future endeavors that we might need, might be a good idea.
Okay, word. Yeah, I'll let them know.
Perfect. All right. I also got you a present in a little bit for the Elysium trip. You'll see it when we see each other tomorrow. I'll hang up.
He's gotta stop fucking doing that.
Gertie,
Just hang out.
as you are at
Transition.
as you're at the collar, what's up?
What's
What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Nice edit.
Oh, what is this? Is this Ingmar Bergman I'm watching right now? I don't know. We'll find out. I love how my go-to is Ingmar Bergman for a filmmaker. Fucking Jesus. So, you show up at the collar. That is exactly the transition he does. I'm so boastful. So you're the caller, and you essentially arrive here at like kind of like peak hours in terms of you see the restaurants. Like, you know, a lot of new truck drivers have kind of like coming in for another Monday, starting of the work week. A lot of people, it's like, okay, yeah, it's just the beginning of the week, and it's like, yeah, you got a lot of people coming in from shipping. You see people at work inside of the shop, not like repairing everything, but you know they're doing the low down work. They're doing the down and dirty work in terms of like assembling different pieces and doing the stripping. You know, they're doing the illegal stuff. Yeah. Sorry, they're doing the fun stuff. But you arrive. What is it that you have to do for yourself? What do you pursue now?
I quickly, and so people are still in the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, like, go in there. I, like, grab off, like, one of those, like, because there's, like, notepads and stuff like that, and I just, like, rip off one, take a pen. I'm pretty sure I know exactly where your vehicle is, but I can't remember. Like, Gertie knows, but it's, like, was it a 96 or 86?
I believe it was 96.
96.
Bring it up here.
Chevy Impala, right?
Yeah, Chevy Impala.
I watched Supernatural, so my brain is like, I already know what he drives.
You see, working under late hours is Corey. One of the mechanics is currently stripping down, taking a few pieces underneath.
97.
97.
He's taking a few pieces out of a 2000. Taking a few pieces out of a 2007 Toyota. As they're currently just kind of like wrenching out some bolts.
And and he's like underneath.
Evening, Gertie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evening, and I'll be like, hey, and I like tap it. Do you mind doing me a favor?
Oh, watch it. Oh, what's up?
I just like, I take, because he's probably like rolled underneath. Yeah?
No, he's like standing up under. They got it lifted. He's got it lifted.
That's so fancy.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just like.
This is Patty's Haven, and she has a lot of dots.
Yeah. I like.
They got 3 lifts.
Yeah. I like. I give him a piece of paper. I'm like, and I wrote down all the information that I needed, like bulletproof tires, like type and everything. I'm like, can you get this for me? I will be gone for a couple of days, but it's just a request.
What is a request for? Like, what are we looking for? Is it for your own bike?
No, it's for that. It says there, 97 Chevy Impala.
No, I know, but like, this is like your own vehicle, or what exactly?
It's just a buddy. I'm just trying to get him something for it, nice for him.
Look, Gertie, you know I want to get stuff for you, but it's like we got to make sure we clear this up. We got to clear this up with Patty. We got to make sure we know exactly what the vehicle is.
Well, Patty is not. Just clear it with Lux, and Patty's just gone for a couple of days too. So like.
I need you to make a roll just on this, please.
Motherfucker, it's just fucking tires. Just fucking do
An
what I fucking
intimidation
tell
check.
you. Jesus Christ.
I will have you make the choice of intimidation or leadership.
Okay.
With a, I'm gonna say a manipulation roll. Yeah.
Do I have? I do.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 dice. Come on. 4 successes.
4 successes.
Great.
He straight up says, "All right, I'll bring this up to Lux. I'll check in with him."
And then I just like pat him on the shoulder and like, thanks, but obviously like a firm like, you should have fucking did it when I told you to the first fucking time. But
which one did you roll, by the way? Intimidation or leadership?
That was intimidation.
Okay, thank you.
And my leadership's 1.
He goes over to Lux. He's like, Gertie scared me.
Yeah, it's just like, what else is new, you pussy? Like, get over it.
This is harassment in the workplace.
She wanted 4 tires. We only do 2 usually.
There's so many tires.
We need to cancel her.
She called me a pussy.
What is it? People trying to cancel me, and now my character.
Lux, cancel Gertie.
Looks like, shut the fuck up.
You know what? For
fuck
that,
up, man.
Get 8 of these tires.
Get 8 of them. Get me some. Get 2 for me.
To extra. No.
It doesn't stop.
You get a tire. You get a tire.
Just a tire.
Yeah.
Then they're popping wheelies. like
Well, if I knew it was going to be that easy, I should have threw my own tires for my like new bike. Been like, too late now.
Hey, can you give me this and also a brand new bike?
Not a brand. No, I'm working on it, but I meant the tires. Tires for my brand new bike.
So what are you doing now?
So I head on inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I like go to my room right away.
Yeah.
And I still have like I open the drawers or whatever. Like I say hi to people as I'm passing by, and I'm just like. That kind of deal. Don't fucking talk to anybody. Yeah. But yeah, I open the drawer, the one that like pops out from the bottom has that pop thing, and then see all my knives. I already took a couple, but I grab a couple of more throwing knives, like that kind of stuff, and I just start like putting them all over and stuff like that. So I have my main
got little
two
like
knives.
holds inside of your jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, I have two of my boots. My the one that Ronan made me. So I carry like two little knives in my boots. Now it has cool stuff.
You got the two like kind of concealable ones in the heels.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, from Roman. Remember he made those boots?
No, I know that one. I just wanted to clarify that those are the knives that are in there.
And then on my hip, I have 5 throwing ones.
Okay.
Which is nice. So I should write this down too. If I'm at it, you know what I mean? Just like 5 throwing ones on my hip. Yep.
It's great to have the frickin' collar's got a huge armory.
I know.
And Patty has a lot of dots on her Haven.
Yeah, a lot of dots.
She's got like 50 years of dots.
Yeah.
So many dots.
So many dots. And so I just grab that, and then I grab another one that I just throw in like my back pocket kind of deal. It's just a regular switchblade, you know. And then I go out, and I just was like, should I check out the armory? Maybe, perchance. And I forgot that. Do I have access to this armory?
You do. Thing is, I don't know if you're the one that's allowed to have keys to the lock. They don't. They have kind of like key locks. They got a couple of combinations and stuff like that.
Who has access?
Oh, definitely Lux.
No, I'm not talking
definitely
to him.
Nelson. Definitely Roman.
Roman, I want to
Dole as well.
I want to go find Roman.
Okay, you want to find Roman?
I do.
All right.
I
So
feel like he's gonna be the most.
yeah. So Roman.
Yeah.
Roman is like currently with 2 other kindred. They're just currently like chilling out, sitting, watching the TV as there's like bullet holes like there. They got like a backup television that's like set up after the last one was just totally like shredded. Like people are boarding up stuff, and Roman's just kind of like sitting down with a cigarette. As it's kind of like blowing through, and he's got like a hole in his face, and you just see smoke kind of go out the hole. He just sucks, inhales, and just kind of lets it grind out. You see the other people he's sitting with right now. See currently Ivy, and you also see Price. It's just kind of like there. Price is not enjoying the show right now. He's just kind of like watching a nature documentary.
Oh, I was gonna say it's America's Next Top Model.
You know what? Fuck it, yeah. He's the next America's Next Top Model. Yeah, it's a documentary on the series as it's going through, and he's just like, I really don't shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's just like, it comes through. You approach.
And so, like, they're sitting on the couch, yeah?
Yeah.
So I come up right behind them, and I'm just, like, in between Price and Roman.
You stand, you're like, but you sit?
No, like, I go behind the couch.
Sounds good.
And I, like, lean forward, and I put my hand on either side of their backs. I'm like, evening, gentlemen.
Oh, God. Gentlemen, Jesus, what do you want?
That's usually my reaction when Gertie shows up, too.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Fuck off. And so I'm just like, I need a little favor. Can you open up the armory?
All 3 of them turn to face you. What do you need the armory for?
I don't know. I want to check to see if there's anything else. I'm like, I'm going into battle and all I have is my knives on me, and I think maybe I should have something with me. You're a gun guy.
Ivy kind of looks at you and says, going to battle, you're going to a dress-up party.
Yeah, battle for me, okay? Cool as shit.
Price just kind of goes, I can't, is it the right thing to do? I mean, is it going to be, like, pretty serious?
Not gonna go too much into it. Roman, the keys.
I'm not giving you keys.
Please.
I'm not giving you keys because you said please. Thank you for please. You get no keys.
Ha ha ha.
Is Roman
What do you
played by
want?
Robert De Niro?
What do you want?
Yes.
What I want? Finish the show. Finish the show.
How much shit have I done?
I'm getting
for
what
you?
I
All
want.
I'm asking
I'm
is for
watching
a
show. Let me
simple
finish the show.
armory.
There's nothing simple with you.
It's nothing simple with me.
Nothing simple.
Nothing simple with
What do
me.
you want to take? What from the armory you want to take?
None of your damn
Then you don't
business.
need nothing. You don't need nothing then from the
Oh
armory.
my fucking god.
If you want nothing, you get nothing.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! I fucking beat people up for you.
Then you
On
know
the
what? You use
regular.
your big fists and you get what you need.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, so now I'm just like getting the silent treatment.
It was fucking commercial. What the fuck do you want? Huh?
I want you to open up the fucking arm.
For what? What do you need? What do you want?
I don't know. Like there was like.
Give me 3 lists. Yeah.
Yeah, there was just like this gun that somebody else was showing me earlier, and it was like quite nice. And I realized all I do is throw knives. And I
You're
kinda
good
want a
with
gun.
knives.
Yeah, but I want.
Why you want a gun?
Yeah, long range
Okay.
for emergencies.
For emergency dress-up party.
Emergency
I'm just gonna
dress-up.
go.
Emergency dress up party. Yeah, for emergency dress up party that has everybody else freaked out about it. I would like to be a little bit more, have a little more defense to me, protection.
He like takes off his glasses where you can see the full skin of his eyes, like a full eye just looking at you.
Please.
I show you what's in armory. Maybe I do, and maybe I don't. I don't know. You're gonna need to make a roll.
Yeah, I know. This
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Now here's the thing. You can choose whichever skill in terms of the social element you want to use to leverage this. This is gonna be. I will say charisma.
Yeah. I was
Maybe.
gonna
Yeah.
say charisma,
Well,
too.
you know what? I'll say
trying to butter 'em
charisma
up.
or composure for you.
I'm
Because
gonna
you
say
do.
charisma.
Okay. Sure. Sounds good.
Alright.
So this is gonna be. So that's just your general sexual appeal, presence, nature, like the general attraction, allure that your personality has.
Well, like it's. Ayy. But it's more so the fact that I'm just like, I'm trying to butter him up. I'm not trying to like do anything like
Sure.
that. I'm just trying to butter him up. Like I don't want it to be like a composure thing or a manipulation thing. Like I want it to be,
Sure.
like I
You
want.
want butter.
Yeah.
What do you think would butter up Roman?
Be like
Your face holes look.
I'm not saying, but like skill wise. We don't have to make it uncomplicated.
skill wise.
Yeah.
Because like Roman, he like knows his ways around guns and stuff, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
He's
be
a deadly.
like.
He's a lethal motherfucker.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm honest.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm like, Roman. Out of
That's where
all
the
the
mouthful
people
comes
I
from.
went to you specifically, the first person I went to, you know why? Because you are so knowledgeable in these weapons, and I trust your instincts, and I trust your knowledge. It is top tier, and I trust you. I really do, and that's why I went to you, and that's why I'm asking this favor from you.
Charisma, persuasion.
On this, the day of my daughter's wedding. Sorry.
I don't know what you did to twist me so
that was-
disrespectful.
That one was comped. I can't respectfully. 2. I was going to say 3, but it was.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want to give yourself a blood search to be able to increase the roll for yourself? Do you really want to give yourself an extra bonus to this? I ask you this now.
And how many?
You will get 2 dice.
2 extra dice.
You get 2 extra dice. It's a rouse check, so
It's
you
crazy
may
how
increase
many
your
weddings
hunger.
Will it be
Hey.
these ones or my other ones?
It's with
I
your
have
regular
7
dice.
daughters.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Let's do
crazy.
it.
Then go ahead.
all getting married in the spring.
That was a fail. That's fucking. My hunger
I
cannot.
need you to
go
roll
higher.
a. I need you to roll a rouse check.
I really cannot go higher because I'll be at 4 hunger before we go to this
Ooh,
trip.
you
Well, it's a good thing that the
Yeah, success.
Okay, great.
Holy
so,
shit.
There you go. So you get
Yes,
2
yeah.
successes. Roman says, "I do not show you armory for this. I do not show you armory. You sweet girl like you don't need to see the armory.
It's just that I want your opinion on a weapon.
You want my opinion?
Yes.
You got knives in your boots.
Yes.
I know. I made the holes to put them there.
He fucking made my boots for me.
They are beautiful knives,
Yeah.
and you will do beautiful work. Here's what I tell you this."
Mm.
Fuck you guys for making
You
me.
win- you
I
win.
cannot lose it.
Went into a mafia accent. You can't get rid of it.
That's what I.
I'm listening.
That's what I tell you. That was just the moment of me
There's
was
a
like,
little twinkle in
gorgeous.
your eye. You were like
gorgeous.
this, and
I'm
there
like,
was a little
this'll
twinkle.
work. This'll fucking work. It did not.
I was trying to keep myself straight, but you were like,
Don't keep yourself straight. Keep yourself the way you are.
thank you. Appreciate it.
So he says,
That was from both Liam and Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Be who you want to be.
you have beautiful knives, and you do beautiful work with them. You do not.
I'm sorry.
You do not.
Yeah, with the eyes. I want to see.
You hole in the mouth. You do not need any guns to disrupt your beautifulness.
What if I just...
That's not how you hold it. He
I heard that's
grabs
not
your wrist and fixes it upright. When you learn to hold a gun properly, then I will show you the guns that you need.
It's just a certified kill shot, you know?
There's no certification on that kill shot.
Really?
I've killed many.
I would like to see it. I would like to see try.
You would like to see me kill someone?
Well, not kill someone.
Price?
No.
No, he like gets up, he's about to go outside and find someone to just shoot him. No.
No, I don't want you to shoot anybody. I want you to do a little target practice. I'll put some beer cans up, but I want...
Well, when you are done with the fancy party, I will get keys. And because you said please, I will show you how to use guns to take out the knees.
So until after. What if I'm dead? What if I'm dead
I
because
make
someone from long
poetry
range...
and you make no comment to this?
It was beautiful poetry. I truly mean it. It was beautiful poetry. You always just speak in such poetic terms. I'm just still used to it because you're such a beautifully, eloquently type person.
We take out cans, we shoot out. Halloween night. We go out Halloween,
Okay.
and maybe we shoot more than cans.
Okay. So I could just I'm going out just knives.
They're beautiful knives.
Okay.
And you do beautiful
knives.
work.
Do beautiful work. Okay. Do beautiful work.
Commercial's over.
The work is both mysterious and important.
America's Next Top Model theme song plays.
I think Roman's the thing that like most people think I am the mysterious man of from our older conversation. I think that's it.
I still find that hilarious that they think
So
it's
funny.
It's
Anyway. No armory keys for you.
Motherfucker.
Anything else that you will do? Anything else anyone else you will speak to?
I would like to maybe get one of my hunger down by just going and
Just by feeding?
Yeah, we got just
Yeah.
going into the fridge.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you can
See, this is why you just.
you will do a bag and you will be able to slake one hunger for yourself for a bag. I mean, you can have multiple bags if you want, which will slake multiple hunger. You'll only go down to one.
Bags. I want to get as low as I
You're
can.
welcome to. Yeah, it wasn't damaged. You're good. The supply is okay. So you can take 2 bags
100.
down to 1 hunger.
Which is oh thank God, because guys, that was not good.
Fantastic.
And how do I I just got a quick question. How
Yes.
do I have 1 health that's just like knocked off by like just superficial damage, and then I have one that's like completely crossed out.
That's aggravated. So So first of all, the other one would be cured with a rouse check. You roll to heal superficial damage, so you would heal that with a rouse check. That's how you heal it.
Can I heal it to also just take a nap? I know it's
Um.
not D&D, but I'm really just curious of like if I just sleep it off, walk it off.
Yeah. Give me a second. I believe that superficial. I know aggravated. You need to make a check in the morning for aggravated. When it comes to superficial, however, I believe that you must. Take a recovery roll with it.
I'm glad that I asked, because I was actually wanted to ask the last game and a half ago, but I just kept forgetting, and then now we're going into battle. I'm like, I should probably.
You should
know
learn,
this.
yeah. So
I should probably check this out.
at the beginning of a session, mortals can remove a number of superficial up to their stamina rating. Vampires can remove a number of superficial levels from their health tracker by rousing the blood each turn. And then when it comes to aggravated health damage, for mortals, a character with medicine can convert aggravated damage to the health tracker. Let's see,
I do like how though that yours is so unique to feed. It's just like, so people just literally are dying. You're like, here, let me help you.
here. Vampires can normally
It's like,
mend.
it's a twisted way.
Vampires can normally mend 1 level of aggravated health damage each night by rousing the blood.
It really shows her like, her almost humanity is as a vampire. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
So
Empathy,
in both
yeah.
situations, you would have to rouse the blood to recover it. What I will say is this. Because a superficial is normally, like it says, like usually for a turn, like in combat, you'd have to do it. What I will say is that in order to rouse the blood, you would have to do that, and I'll let you clear the superficial and aggravated with that. The reason it's important is to know this, is that when you wake up, you have to also make an awakening rouse check. So you roll once for that, and then you would have to roll another to recover one aggravated as well.
Yeah.
This is important for you guys to know, because if your hunger exceeds 5 in that moment, you will go into torpor. And what that means is that it's like, oh, my body needs to recover all of this, and you will go to sleep, and you have a humanity of 6. That means you go to sleep for a month.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, it's important. Everybody else that has a 7 humanity is 2 weeks. You're a month.
How do I get my humanity back?
You have to work towards things to heal the relationships of your chronicles and touchstones.
Remember
and all
when
that.
you absolutely annihilated Patty in that
In
social
the
combat?
conversation? Yeah.
Yeah, you have to try to fix that.
Yeah.
Oh, easy pie. I can do that.
Exactly.
Easy as pie.
So,
Like,
that's...
is that
Oh
a
wait, you
saying?
can't. She's not there.
How menacing was that? The most menacing melon that ever was
She will
consumed.
be back.
Um,
You'll be back soon. You'll see.
um,
You'll remember you belong to me.
okay.
That is her.
Let me
theme
just
song
make...
for
I'm going to
Patty.
make one little check here.
Hamilton.
I'm going to make a check right now for something.
Hey, you checked it.
Okay. You... Okay, is there anything else that you do? Is there anything else you do
That was a good time.
for this night?
No, I just make sure that I sleep on time, get well rested. Lex already kind of said like peace to me before I left in general to go talk to them.
Yeah, he's like, what is this call? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, not just that one, but remember when he like came to my room and then we were kind of like have a like.
Yeah, that was before the grandfather clock.
Yeah. And
He
so-
said all those things, and then it was like,
Nice.
why are you calling me?
Yeah, and now he's like, why are you calling me now? And I'm over here, I'm like, do you know people? And he's probably still very
And then he's like, why did she call me? And then suddenly another guy walks in with a note. He's like, Gertie wants this. He's like, what the hell?
I'm gonna actually like send off a quick text to Lex and be like, by the way, got the clock figured out. All good, buddy. All good, man. I'm not gonna say buddy. All good, man. Don't
You
worry
edit
about
the
it.
text.
But I'm like,
I don't know if you could do that on your iPhone 4.
my iPhone 4
All
you
good,
can.
buddy. Man.
Man, I'd be like, buddy, man, old man, no.
Does the, like, the little,
Stop the
does,
old man, yeah.
does the little like arrow up and it says man.
Man. Yeah.
You get no response back.
And then I'd be like, catch you on the flip side. No, just kidding.
Catch you on the flippity flop.
And then that's it. I'm like, okay, good enough. Like, that kind of stuff.
And that's
And
all
yeah,
you
I just go to bed. I just, you know, I'm going fuck to sleep. I want to go see some Elysium.
Yep.
I actually had a note right there.
I'll be right back as we have our vampires kind of begin to go in for the night.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
So long.
Goodbye.
To say goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye. Goodbye.
I like how you're the criminal organization, and yes, you have like your whole situation. Like you're all right, but I'm the one who's like, I got weapons.
Me? Oh, wow.
Snazzy.
The day of Elysium, my friends.
This is giving very Hunger Games capital vibes. I like it.
You, yes. I don't have a suit for you.
Would I have duct tape in my home?
Yes!
Cool. I'm going to, before we leave, I'm going to grab the duct tape to take to Penny's.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. So, the day of Elysium has come upon us. We're going to make our checks for the morning, of course. This is going... I'm assuming, like, you guys have your humanity checks. I think we've pretty much established that if you guys, in terms of your workaday lives, are pretty... Like, it's pretty easy for you guys to wake up. So, for you two, only emergency rolls will have for the humanity stuff. You guys have cleared, like, 5 and 6 for all the time for when it comes to your work lives. You got it functionally done. You still need to make a rouse check. So, everybody rolls rouse there.
1 or 2?
1, you need to roll 2 for your recovering your health. What's that?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay, so your hunger goes up to 3.
Wait, like, it's not the beast, it's just...
No, it's just a fail.
Oh.
You get, it goes up to 3.
Can I just chug more blood after?
I will say that for right now, you would be able to chug 1 blood.
So
So you
just
can go just 2
2.
hunger.
Go down to 2. Because, like, there's other vampires that gotta be feeding, you know?
Yeah, but I'm about to go into battle. I'm like, fuck these guys, love them, but fuck them.
Do you want to intimidate somebody from getting their blood down?
No, that's mean.
Okay, and there you go.
But can I fill...
I'll make it an
Flask?
auto success. Somebody on your crew will just have 1 more hunger.
Oh, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Who do you want to press?
I don't know why my brain said Price, but no, it's not gonna be Price. It's
Okay.
not gonna be him. Not
Who's
gonna
gonna be-
Baby
who
Boy.
is it gonna
It's not
be?
Baby Boy.
Yeah,
And it's not gonna be.
I'm gonna give you a countdown to 5 before I auto select randomly. 5.
I think it should be Cooper. Oh my God, he's such little. I remember even in the party.
You said it.
Cooper's
said
kind of
Cooper.
recovering after getting shot at before.
Oh right.
He's gonna like, oh boy, he's like a little freaked
Oh,
out.
I can't wait. I put my
Oh, I
name
gotta
on my
get
blood
something.
bag last
Yeah,
night.
I got my blood bag, and it's just like you just see, where's my blood bag that I had, and then
There's
it's
a
like,
little note that says, I owe you 1 blood bag, Gertie.
He's
Shit.
literally our stomping ground.
Yeah.
Literally, like for every
Cooper
single
just
time
kind
he
of,
shows up.
yeah, he took a piss out of that boy that day.
No, multiple days. I forgot
Rouse
about
check. Oh, he got a critical success though. He's fine with it. He gets it. He gets the thing.
He
certain
understands.
things. He understands. Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Good old Cooper.
And then, can I like pour some blood in a flask, or would that be a second person?
That would be you keeping it for later.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that,
Yeah.
it mean you would be at 2 hunger now, but you have a thing that could lower your hunger later if you want
would
to.
it be 1 hunger because I was up 3? I drank mine and then I drank Cooper's, so now I'm back at 1.
No, but
No,
saying one of the
no.
two
I'm saying
would
you
have to
took
be saved.
Cooper's, put it in a flask, and then
Oh.
you're gonna keep it. So you're gonna have 2 hunger.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
allow that. That's smart though. That's
Yeah.
smart. Hunger rouse checks for you
Oh,
two.
yeah, I got a 9.
Okay.
I got a fail.
So your hunger is now at what?
3.
Okay, you got 3 hunger then.
Oh, boy.
The worst thing, too, is that I know that I can't help her with her hunger.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Not
help you
many
with
If
people
I
can.
pretend to die and then open my flask, could she drink?
That's
From it?
no, she can't. She can't drink bag blood.
No, at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's older,
Yeah.
so her blood potency is higher,
Yeah.
which means that she
I
is
was
not
just thinking,
able
like,
to
She's
do
not
any
able
Could I
level.
psychologically
She
trick
can't
her?
do it.
No.
She
She's
can't
trying to
like
say-
hunger
No,
from
'cause
animals.
can't do
She
animals.
can't do
Can't
it
do
bag
bag
blood.
blood, anything like that.
Shit.
Needs to
Whereas,
be-
You're
like,
like OG.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome
However-
to the witch trials. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I'm done. That's all I can do.
351 years ago, approximately. However,
Aprox.
as we did establish in previous sessions, vampires are dead. I can drink from other vampires.
Yeah, anyone can. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, worst case scenario, if we get
There's
into
just a
big fight,
dependency
like-
situation that comes up into
Yeah,
that.
you can drink other vampires' blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's a dependency thing that can come up with that.
Yeah, if I do it too frequently.
Yeah, but if it's like an emergency
Even if you do it the first
situation-
time.
Yeah. That's
I mean, do cocaine once, you're fine. But if you do cocaine many times, that's when it becomes a
Okay,
problem.
Do
Hey.
cocaine once, you're fine.
You.
Typically, I've never
hey,
done cocaine, so I
hey,
don't know. But
You're
that's
the one who went to
Express.
Mexico
You're wearing
and met
a
the crazy
chemical
people.
romance.
You're
Just
on the top.
nobody knows about that shit. But I've never done cocaine in my life. But I'm just assuming.
So how do you know you're fine?
Well, I met those crazy people in Mexico and found out that they weren't fine because they had
Anyway,
a dependency
I'm
on
gonna
it.
I'm sure they weren't fine the first time they had it.
The
in.
views expressed in this tabletop RPG are solely those of the individuals providing them and do not reflect on Dead Grandma Table Brigade.
None of us agree with Monika. Anyway,
I'm just saying, don't do drugs. But I'm just saying, like,
Once
do
is
a little
fine.
bit of weed.
a little bit of weed
You
here and there.
monster.
Maybe a little
If it's,
microdosing of
if it's a
shrooms,
natural
like,
thing, it's a plant. That's fine.
It's a
Anyway.
plant. Like man-made, little dicey. But
Look.
like,
What is going on?
Anyway, I'm gonna drive
Anyway.
Penny.
You stole blood from Cooper. Sure, he's fine with it, but we shouldn't listen to your opinion on the
all
matter.
I'm saying is the fact that you're talking about dependency on being too addicted by doing it too much. I'm just saying it's
So-
a very correlation with drugs.
We can speed through in terms of the rundown for you both. You can describe to me, if we want to get on to the Elysium situation, you can describe to me what your workday is like for yourself, the energy in which you kind of carry with it, and we can kind of move through that.
Yeah, so Penny's day is like very typical, very under the radar. I will maybe just take a second to jump back to that open memoriam situation that we touched on earlier. And I do just want to clarify, I think Penny has no idea that that is what's happening. I think she had all of these like memories and stuff coming back, and when she discovered psychology like in the early 60s, she was like, oh, what's happening to me is like traumatic memories.
Yeah.
That's what this is, and that's what like helped her love of psychology.
Yeah.
I think she's got that little bundle of stuff, and she's like, it's like a crappy old talisman and like a satchel of potpourri.
Oh, I
and
know that. Yeah. I'm aware of that too.
Cool, but I think she has no idea that
Yeah.
she has an open memoriam. She knows what it is. She has not made the connection.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and that's what is causing it.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, she has just like a very normal day. She maybe has like a couple more like flashbacks to the old time, and it's like, oh, I'm working with other kindred again. I haven't worked with other kindred since Sebastian and Elysium, and it's fine. It's fine. She's a little bit distracted, but and her hunger's gone up. Weird how she failed that rouse check. Weird. Usually she passes that. Anyway, that's how she is.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Great. It is a Tuesday.
Mhm.
I believe that is the day you meet with me. Is it correct, or Tuesday or Thursday for you?
I think we said. I think it was Thursday.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
No, I think Declan, very quickly, is going to do a very bare minimum call of any level of contacts that he has, just giving them like a, hey, keep an eye out for these two boys, and then is going to send a message to...
What contacts do you think you have? Do you have any contacts in just in terms of the resources? My question.
No, I the only one I have an ally with that, so I think I would just...
Tass.
Yeah, so I think actually then I think that I would just send a message to Arnold.
Okay.
And basically just send a quick little thing being like, this is, Declan, wanted to let you know I will be taking your case. I just have a personal matter that came up today, but starting tomorrow, I found out a few things of interest. Starting tomorrow, I will get more in depth in that. If this works out for you, if not, I completely understand.
Great. There is the moment where you do get the text being like, "Will he be charged for today?"
And I'm like, no, like today. The fact that I'm not doing work today, I'm not doing any charge for that. So it's going to just be the initial day right so far of like checking things out. And I send him the info that I gathered, and also like basically my quick process, like my invoice basically for the first day of figuring it all out. Be like, this is what I figured out. Happy to take it if you still want me to. Can begin official work starting tomorrow. If that works out for you.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah, he basically just kind of sends back a, okay. Basically, that's it. Yeah, no major follow-ups that you get from him.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you contact Arnold, and then...
Yeah, and then I think knowing Elysium, knowing the fact that we're going to be facing a lot more Camarilla in this space, I think the rest of the day is going to be... He's already got his weapons. I think he's going to go into his library space and just try to look up as much info of like basically the Kindred Society, anything with the Camarilla that he can find, anything with the actual like basically like who am I looking at, like which clans are more likely than the Camarilla, what are they capable of, what should we expect, kind of that kind of level. Going through, because specifically if it helps, the specialty of his library is occult.
Yep. You're going to go ahead and roll occult and intelligence on this. Or resolve, actually. Resolve and intelligence. Resolve and investigation. and you or resolve an occult. My apologies.
4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. That's a pretty good success. I will not give you a breakdown of any kind of specific thing of like any people. What I will say is this. You know that the breakdown of the majority of individuals that could be at Elysium in terms of like culture-wise. First of all, no thin bloods and no caitiffs. Absolutely not. The next ones you would know, Toreador, Nosferatu, and Ventru. Those ones are the most common individuals that would be there. The next ones that would probably be, like in terms of, like you would probably know them if it is a lord structure, is a Banu Hakim, which they are known as the judges. These would probably be individuals that you would come under when it comes to understanding Camariel law, especially when the concept of a boon is in question. That would be something. There is also an understanding that the Camarilla is not necessarily, like, it doesn't separate just based on clan. So there could be gangrels and brujas that are benefiting. Camarilla is a society of linked kindred that work within that structure of more of a, like, traditionalist, but even new tradition kind of thing within an order. They fall under an order. They're not as loose when it comes to anarch society. So you could have brujas that break and fight against the idea of the that looseness, and they work to construct their own world order within that. Gangrels also, like their own animalistic tendencies, can be welcome there too. Yeah, those are probably the things I will say. Trying to think of something. With a 4? This is really good. I will say that the breakdown of what you also understand about Elysium is this. It is a meeting ground for these people, for these clans. It is a place where organizations and situations, like conversations, are business focused. It would surprise you if someone was to go in here with an intention to kill somebody or violence to be ensued. You're in a room with the most dangerous individuals within the city. Nobody, like, everybody's expecting violence. Just not to each other, if that makes sense. The I would say, and this, you can make Declan interpret this all the time, the most dangerous people that could be showing up, maybe, is Gertie. Because Gertie is unclaimed, unaffiliated. She is the most dangerous individual that is there for people who are part of the order. So that disruption to an order could be a problem. That's the only thing I will let you know about. And you can interpret that however it is you want and do whatever you want in your early planning. I'll get to you in a second once we find out what your response is for that, and then we'll.
Yeah, I think knowing that, having this idea of like, okay, so it's honestly probably going to be that kind of tied to what you said. If the 3 of us are going in, we're going to be the 3 most dangerous individuals as 3 people who none of us have shown. The closest that we have to, like, possibly showing connections to any of the orders is whatever might be in the past connection with Sebastian, or the fact that I had a meeting with the Anarchs. And those are the closest things to anything. And then whatever, like, no, Declan not knowing this, but as a player, also whatever might be the connection with Patty and the caller to that as well, which we don't know.
Yeah.
But even without knowing that, knowing like Gertie being kind of this like lone wolf, but a part of a lone wolf group.
Yeah.
And then the 2 of us being kind of unknowns as well, to a degree. And so I think he's going to be like, okay, I think that changes our plans a little bit. I'm still going to take the duct tape. Because I do have a secondary plan then. But I think the most dangerous place is for us are going to be before and after Elysium. Okay. And then I think once the sun is set, a little bit of time after the reading and stuff, I'm going to get in and I'm just going to drive to about a block or so away from Penny's work and basically wait until I would know she'd be done to pick her up to take her back to her place.
Sounds good. Gritty, you had a question.
Yeah, you said I was the most dangerous because I'm unknown, but he kind of like mentioned it too. Like, aren't they just as dangerous because they're unknown?
Just because they're unknown?
Well, not unknown, but you know
Unclaimed.
what I'm saying.
Unaffiliated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Well, yeah.
I think
but
the biggest
here's-
thing that he's
but
saying
if
is
I
that-
may, the
Yeah.
reason for that,
yeah, that's why I want clarity.
the reason for that is because you have an invite.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
Yeah.
So
as far as
you-
they know, Leonidas is only expecting you. So that's why it's like right now you're the most dangerous that they know about.
That's me
okay.
giving. That's the storyteller giving you guys a very important thing.
Okay.
You are the one that is invited.
Well, we're about to fuck up their plans. I love this. This is going to be great.
So,
I just wanted a little clarification on that. Thank you.
so nothing else. I think that transpires between you guys for your daytime stuff. Any major?
No daytime stuff. If you will allow me before we go, it'd be cool if I could use my premonition discipline.
Sure. Yeah, I love that.
Excellent. So I'll leave it up to you whether it's passive or active. So whenever the storyteller deems it appropriate, this power gives the character a sudden hint that aids them in some way. This power always gives the storyteller license to subtly speed up or play or move the story onto a desired track. Blah, 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 blah. The user can...
Shouldn't have said that. You just smiled.
Mood.
Thanks, Grandma.
Grandma. The user can also
Beatrice.
actively provoke a premonition by focusing on a subject, which would require me to make a rouse check and testing resolve and aspects, and then the number of successes determines the level of insight on the subject. So either there's no cost and it's whatever you want to tell me, or I can make a roll by focusing on a thing and I'd have to do a rouse check, and then however many successes I get determines how much info you got to give me. So I leave it up to you.
Do you want it? Well, no, I'm leaving it up to you. Do you want it to be active or inactive?
I feel like the most value is if it's active, but I'm up to 3 hunger, and I don't want to risk any more rouse checks, especially because I also want to use Fatal Flaw later, and that will be a rouse check. So I'm going to say it's passive.
Okay. I won't even say the thing if it's passive.
Okay.
So I get to determine what this is then.
Yeah.
So there's this moment in the sessions
Mm-hmm.
where you go into your mind, extending outwards to the energies of the city, trying to link up between the cognitions of the future and of intentions of man and of kindred kind, and you kind of flash to a moment. You see 2 things. The first thing that you see is a disco ball. It doesn't spin, it stands just centered, and you see nothing reflected back. And then you go from this moment, and it's like in a lavish and beautiful like place with red and black curtains and like beautiful draping upon tables, silvered cutlery. It's a gorgeous location, but there is such menace within that disco ball. And as you kind of move through it, you go outside and you flash to a secondary image where you see lying in the gutter alongside of the transit of downtown Edmonton, wet fur, sagged face, light whimper. You see blood pooling down the drains. You see a dead golden retriever. and you look and you notice that it has no collar around its neck. And you pull back in that instant. And you hear a knock at the door. Dr. Potts, it's Lena.
Lena, hi.
You have a cancellation just on your last call. It wasn't within the time frame, so we will be charging them for the session.
Okay.
But we just wanted to let you know the evening is free. I can clean up and make sure everything's nice and closed. I think the car is outside for you.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What is his name? Declan. Declan. I'm trying to. Yes, he said it before. I think. Yeah.
Well, I don't own a car or an automobile.
Yes. I do know that.
Yeah. So, yes.
All right. Wonderful. Have a wonderful evening, Mrs. Potts.
Yes, you as well, Lena.
Miss Potts. Sorry. So sorry.
That's
so
awesome.
sorry.
Mr. Popper.
Wonderful. So, the evening you are picked up.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk out, you can hear the bass, and I randomly checked it. Feminine Omenon by Chappell Roan is playing out of the car.
Loud.
Penny is also carrying, some garment bags with her because the outfits got delivered to her P.O. box at her office.
Seeing you do that, the car gets turned off. I get out, I unlock the trunk, lift it, open it up for you.
It's like a shallow box is one of them, and then it's like garment bags on top, and so she's like, yes, thank you.
You go over to your home. Gertie, I'm assuming if there's anything, you have now prepared yourself to go to Penny's house as well.
Yeah. Can I see the photo of me, please?
Yes,
I just want to envision how I'm doing this.
You got it.
Yeah.
of course.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
I drew her with the bulldog kerchief.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Yes, it's so cute. Yes. So
Let's grab a little water.
on the inside of the leather jacket, it's a little pocket, and so I slip my flask in there and stuff like that, and I have my whole get up, kind of make sure everything's good, and I'm like, nice. And then I get on my little putt-putt, and I make my way over. Oh, before then, I text Declan, be like, on the way. Yeah, it works. And I,
You on the way.
on the way.
Wonderful.
That's all I do. I'm like, meh.
You arrive as you see Carol is currently watering his grass, ending and finishing up his yard work for the day. As the sun has now gone down, you arrive. You guys arrive not shortly after, because you guys had a little ways to go. You're outside basically waiting. There's a moment when Carol kind of looks across the street at you.
Oh yeah, I am a slightly colored person, right?
And as we've established, he's an awful person.
This is the worst.
I was using Civica.
Yeah.
Right.
Again,
Arcane has the model.
He may have moved to Puerto Rico and then Canada in the late 1940s to escape a specific thing in Germany.
Yeah.
Not gonna say
Not gonna say what it was.
Not gonna say which side he was on. It was the bad one.
And you don't have to say.
Yeah.
And bad is
'Cause
up
we
to
all
your
know, right?
interpretation, But we all know what bad is supposed to be.
So you guys arrive.
It rhymes with Blurrenberg.
Beautiful packages have arrived. What the fuck was that?
Anyway.
The Nuremberg trials is when they were.
Yes, say that!
Yeah.
Blurrenberg!
That's a.
That
Anyway,
sounds like a
what
Teletubbies
Blur,
event. Oh, do you guys remember when the
She's
Blurrenberg came and burned up in the
Winky.
sky?
Blurrenberg. La la.
I was trying to be so. So yes, I think Penny has
Sucking. No, I'm not gonna do that joke. That's bad. That's a bad joke.
she's sort of separated the packages into different areas she's laid out for Declan like this like long like garment bag. It's just like all black. Gertie's got like a couple of like shallow boxes and like a couple of like vacuum sealed like packages, and she like puts them each on a separate spot on the couches, and she separates out hers, and she goes through and she deactivates all of the wards inside her house except the one guarding her secret office.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is still active.
Declan's gonna drop a gym bag. Right. Before anything, I'm gonna open up, hand you the switchblade.
Oh.
One side's a comb.
Oh.
Yeah. The other one's a blade. So if you need to protect, and for you, if you press the button on the back, it shoots the blade out. If I can get those back when we get back from Elysium.
Oh, did you fire it? Your blade shoots across and like. I'm gonna roll a luck check for you. I'm gonna use a blood die. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Someone's like bringing in the grandfather clock again. Like, we got this.
You fire
Spare
it,
the dying.
and it lands like solidly into a hardwood like fireplace, like just right into the wood.
I thought you meant like it just the blade shoots out. I didn't know it actually launched.
It fires the blade. I grab it and I go get the blade to reset.
Yeah.
My bad. Can I still hold on to that now that I know that?
If I may, actually,
Okay.
it fires into the couch cushion and bounces off.
Yes.
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 Yep.
All right.
That's what you call quality. Quality crafts.
Tight thread count, not comfortable
Right.
at all.
So, when you will, if you need to use it from a distance, press the button, and it fires out the blade.
Actually, like hold like.
Yeah, that's why when I use the word shoot, when I say it shoots the blade out, shoot.
I thought it like shot out.
No,
like,
that's a switchblade.
Yeah.
Different thing.
The blade's already out on
You
this
think
thing.
I would know that, but I just I'm not used to.
Yeah, ballistic knife has the knife out. Yeah.
I'm not used to things that just shoot. Like I've used, but like.
The fact you do this is like you have not used. It is the quintessential signal of I've never used this in my life.
Yeah, and then I think also in the gym bag he's going to pull out a like relatively nice long brown like coat and his black flat cap, and then pick up the rest of the clothes and go to change.
Got it.
I also feel like Penny definitely did buy a hat that goes like with the black like pinstripe suit because it's very like 50s. I think it's like a nice black fedora style. I feel like she bought it. She's like, well, I'll buy it because it matches, but Declan can choose whether or not to.
Yeah,
buy it.
he'll take both to check in the mirror.
Yeah.
One clearly matches. The other was a flat cap. In terms of like the coloration's just really off on it.
It's black.
Yeah.
It's your journey though.
Yeah.
It's just like a fuzzy thing.
Yeah.
I didn't draw a hat in the picture because I'm bad at drawing hats, and it was more fun to draw anime hair. So, but I just for the record.
Yeah.
You all get changed.
I try out different outfits too, and I'm just like, not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's really great. It's gorgeous. Like it sits upon you.
Ooh.
You see yourself like your figure and form. Penny is like gorgeous, beautiful woman stands before all of you.
Yes.
You see also, and I will say, Gertie, you stand in an outfit you never could afford and would ever wear in your lifetime.
Fucking catching straight over here, Jesus.
And Declan. Oh.
Except with the fedora, he
Yes.
did choose the fedora to match,
Very sleek.
and that's exactly how he's standing too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you both look wonderful, and look, it has pockets.
That's important.
She like puts the little switchblade like into the pocket.
You also can
Perfect.
take stuff from the place.
Oh.
And hide them in your pockets.
Yeah, maybe don't steal from Elysium. That's actually one of the top things I'm thinking. I was gonna say I did some research. I think keeping concealed weapons upon ourselves is a good idea. The likelihood of something happening is pretty low as long as we keep our heads on straight. She's the one with the invitation. She's going to be the most dangerous one going in, other than if we're able to convince them to let us go in too. And it'll be all three of us.
What if
There's
that's, like, their fancy dancy stuff. There's a little gold piece. It shouldn't. No.
We're not stealing from Elysium.
Got it. I just wanted to know, like.
Because they could also possibly
There could
take
be some
that.
Blurrenberg gold there.
They could also
Blurrenberg.
possibly take that as, oh, you took that, well, now you owe us.
Yes.
Fair
And we
enough.
don't want that.
I never thought of that.
Exactly. So,
I really should have known that.
I think we're going to head to the meeting place. I'm going to keep a pat, like, the chest where underneath the vest is, I have the holster and the Glock in there, so it's the concealed one.
Yeah.
I've got a piece upon me. I've got a knife. You've both got knives. You've got, I'm assuming, a shit ton of knives. I have an extra weapon I'm going to keep in the car in a secret place. And then we hope that this just goes smooth.
I take the blade that he gives me and I just like slide it in my bra and I'm like.
Now, I saw a meme on the internet, and I think we should follow the Roadhouse rules, which is be nice until it's time not to be nice. I thought that was very fitting.
Do you know what the fuck a meme is?
I fucking no idea what she's talking about, except for the rule sounds familiar, but the meme I don't.
Let's
fucking
follow the
understand.
rule and just forget whatever a meme is.
You all know that.
All right.
You all know that classic famous song from Roadhouse as it plays as you guys begin to walk out in your dapper clothes. You get all up into Declan's car.
Actually,
As
what's playing in Declan's car?
Yeah. You load up.
Highway to Hell.
Amnesia by Chumbawamba.
Yes! I was wondering if Chumbawamba was coming up in decision and it turned. You start up the car. You drive. You drive down Gateway Boulevard and you begin to make your way down towards the Walmart parking lot. Where do you park in relation to where you drop Gertie off?
I think I'm going to do a little like drive by. Do I notice any cars that immediately like seem like they could be the bitches?
Can I also look too? Just see if anyone. That
Resolve
looks
and
fancy.
awareness for you guys.
Yeah, I want to see anything that like pops out as like a fancy car.
You got it.
Resolve and awareness.
5 successes.
5.
2 crits and a regular.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
4 successes.
I got 1 success. 5 dice, not 1 success.
All of you
Oh wait, that was.
don't see a very fancy car. I see colorful cars like in the parking lot of the Walmart, but nothing like what you guys had noticed, especially you had noticed
Yeah.
when you were at the drive and dive before.
Okay. Knowing that, I think I'm going to drive about a block away.
Okay?
I'm going
So you're basically
to...
driving away from the Walmart into
Yeah.
like an area where
Yeah, just for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out. I'm going to be like, give me a second. I'm going to go back into... Now I'm just going to go to the front driver wheel. And I'm going to feel up if there's like a little kind of like, not quite shelf, but like something there. Put the Desert Eagle and duct tape it into the wheel well.
That's a honk. Holy cow.
And be like...
It's a snug fit. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's not like a perfect. It's like, okay, I'm seeing a little of the barrel here. I'm seeing a little of the
Yeah.
grip here.
Basically, I'm
So
just
more
trying-
tape on that
Yeah,
spot.
basically I'm just trying to like get it
Yeah.
in so that worst case scenario, if we come back or if in the moment, I can go rip it out and use it.
Okay, that's a honking big rip. Either way, it's going to be a strength when you try to pull it out if you have to do it in a pinch.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, because
Yeah.
that's a lot of duct tape to
No
get that
problem.
big a gun right in that spot.
So yeah, so I'll do that.
Ooh.
I'll get back in. I'll go. All right. I think we just go park in the parking lot.
Yeah, honestly, like, best for them to be able to see you too that you're here.
No.
No.
All right, and I'll turn and I'll go park in a spot that's like kind of like in the parking lot, but not with like a bunch of cars around
Yeah.
us. Just kind of like in a bit of a spot, and then just go. All right, do we just wait outside then?
You didn't really give me much instructions
Yeah.
besides just wait, I guess.
I guess like maybe we just sit in the back trunk, wait for him to show up, because they'll need to know that you're here.
Yeah.
They literally can't see inside here. It is tinted windows.
So I'm probably gonna have to wait outside.
I can wait with you.
Yeah.
I suppose if they're not expecting Declan and myself, it would behoove us to show our full hand and wait with you.
Yeah.
Then they can decide whether or not we should accompany you to Elysium.
What if they don't even approach us though?
Then we'll know.
Yeah. I guess.
Then we can say we showed up according to his stipulation, and if he wants to try again, he is welcome to.
A few minutes go by, and then you see a car very familiar to the one you've seen before. A long limousine driving through a Walmart parking lot. Turns in very smoothly. It's like really, really effective driving, just like with this long vehicle. You see them riding, and you guys are like outside, all of you?
Yeah, I'm just like basically sitting on the trunk of the car. Just
I'm leaning on the door.
You see that they move slowly, and then they notice where you guys are parked, and they turn towards because they see you, and they slowly move closer. Tinted windows. They approach. There's a moment where one of the back limousine windows slides down. With your awareness even, you don't see a person, but you hear a voice. And you say, "Get in."
I'll hop down from the back, walk over to the door, and I'll just open it up and motion to Penny first.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if I would go in first, or if I would maybe prompt Gertie to go in first.
Am I able to
kinda
try to
wanna-
give her a look of like...
Yeah, because I don't want to go in first, because if I go in first, they might fucking
Oh,
hit it.
I got you. So yes.
So I'm not moving either. We're
Yeah.
making eye contact like, I'm not moving.
Okay,
Go
so
last.
Penny approaches the door, and primly steps into the vehicle.
And then I just go behind you,
Slides over.
grab the door, be like,
I'll get in.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I just step in behind and close the door behind me.
Close the door. You see the legs of an individual in a suit. You see their hand, but you do not see their full body. You do not see their face. And they simply say, "Invitation." Just your hand up.
It's probably his fucking card. It's probably his card that I keep on me. Did I keep it on me? Did I keep his card
You'd
on?
have it.
Yeah. I go into my little wallet in my back pocket that I always have. That has all the other stuff. And one second. Shit. Oh god. Got a little beer on it, but here you go, man.
He's across the limo from you and gestures.
Oh, fuck, I don't want to
I
fucking crawl.
grab it and I kind of go scoot over
That's what I do.
and give it to him.
Scoot back.
Yeah.
There is one invitation.
That's the thing about conjoined triplets, one person.
One of you scuttle over towards me. That is not conjoined.
Never heard of the mental conjoined triplets, eh?
Or like a hive mind. I fucking said that Irish. accent.
3 are in this car, 2 of which have no invitation.
I'd like to try to persuade this individual.
How do you want to persuade him?
Yeah.
This is why we brought her.
So I've got 3 in persuasion, and then would it be manipulation?
Depends on what you're trying to do here. Yeah, you do just juggle.
My apologies. How rude of us not to introduce ourselves. My name is Dr. Penny Potts, and this is Declan Lynch, and of course, Gertie. I understand that the additional presence of 2 kindred goes against the expectation. However, I think we can all agree that Elysium is a sacred territory and an area which calls for the utmost respect and dignity. And the introduction of a new individual into such an environment might pose greater potential for chaos. In the old tradition, our young friend has wisely requested a chaperone.
Or her babysitters.
I will have you roll this with composure or charisma, whichever's higher.
Composure.
And you will roll persuasion or etiquette.
You get a +1 if you do etiquette.
That's true. If I do etiquette, I have 2 dice, but if I do persuasion, I get 3 dice.
Oh, do that then.
And I'll just tell you the success that you need on this, the difficulty is 3.
Oh, come on. You got this.
Oh, boom! 4 successes.
Yes.
On that, the names have been listed. He says as he takes out a pen from his jacket, slowly writes down 2 new names in a small book, puts them back into his jacket, puts the pen away. He knocks on the back glass, and the car continues to move. You are noticing that at the edge there are these small little crystal glasses, like maybe 1.5 ounce size, with small little red liquids in there for you. 1 at first, and then 2 more are poured.
We thank you deeply for your gracious understanding and kindness.
Yeah, what she said. Thanks, man.
I understand that in the workings of Elysium, detours and disruptions can often be unsettling and unwelcome. So I just want to state how much we truly appreciate you making this exception for our party.
It's pretty dark in here, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to grab one of the glasses and just quickly heightened sense sniff it.
Yeah. You are smelling presently low-level resonance blood. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that you could see would be like inside of it actually, like blood-wise. There's no you know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna actually do something here. Okay. There is a faint trace of melancholic nature within this blood. Not enough to necessarily give you a full, what's it called? To give you a full benefit should you be casting any kind of disciplines that require melancholy, but faint in this.
I think once I do that, I'll just hand it over to Penny. And I'll hand another one to Gertie. And then I'll take my flask out and sip from my own.
I'll be like, and I go to swig it, but I make eye contact with Penny, and she sips it, and I just. Not bad.
Very good.
That's pretty good stuff. Do I get a hint of?
Just like
I'm gonna
it's that ringing in my ears.
I'm gonna lean over and just go
Melancholy. Melancholy. It's very it's nice. It's nice. It's very,
Your senses
Collie.
are quite adept.
Thanks.
I was not speaking to you.
Yeah, I know.
to understand the babysitter comment now.
You continue on the drive. Doesn't take you too long to arrive. You make it to Chateau Lacombe.
Is our hunger reduced?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well,
No. Just a taste of the finer things in life.
I know.
As you stop, the car limousine stops. The door is opened for you. The individual stays in the vehicle, gestures for you to walk out.
Many
Nice,
things.
yeah. I will motion for Penny to,
She scoots out quickly.
and then I will
gracefully.
motion for Gertie.
Thanks for the trip, and I like scoot out.
You scoot out. Passively, anyone can make a wits awareness check. Right now,
Sure, why not?
not a high difficulty. It's gonna just simply be a 2.
Tree.
I got a 5.
5, 3,
I got a 2.
2. All of you notice this. The person opening the door is a driver. Large set, strong, gentleman who has his bald head, large hands, wearing aviator glasses. You pass by them and you see no reflections of yourselves as you walk by. Just a very quick glance, but you continue to go. You enter into Chateau Lacombe. This hotel is open to humans that stay, but as you enter in, you are brought, and it is a very heavy weight around you. And as you begin to move, you find that the people around you are standing presently. And how do I say this? With words. Thank you. I forgot how to speak. There is a gentleman that stands before you. Strong, confident, very resplendent and respectable. They wear a very deep burgundy jacket, slick, really trimmed, a dark vest alongside of it, dark black with a black shirt. They stand, their hair, and they slicked back, styling, freshly cut. They stand. Welcome. I am the concierge. Welcome, dear ones, fellow kindred. I take it you are here to ascend to Elysium.
You would be correct.
You watch as behind you the driver comes through, holding a notebook. It is given to the concierge. They open. Declan Lynch. Penny Potts.
Yes.
And Gertrude.
Yeah.
They hand back the notebook. Our courier received you. And now we accept you. However, we must first examine if we can accept you as you are. 2 individuals walk out. Long, big individuals. One a woman and one a man. And they will now proceed to pat you down.
Oh, before they even pat down, I go, and I point to my chest, and I go, I do have something, which can I give it to them?
Of course.
And I will just, pull out the holster, the whole thing basically, and hand it to one of them.
They take it. They will give you a number tag. Wonderful.
Penny surrenders her.
I'm assuming, I'll take out like just the basic pocket knife. This as well, I'm assuming.
They take them. We will still conduct our
Yes.
pat-downs. So, anybody who is still concealing weapons, a reminder for me, that is...
That's just Gertie.
It's just Gertie at this point. So,
Yeah.
I need you to make a larceny. There's going to be a...
Roll.
I will let you make
Funny
a
enough.
wits and larceny check.
Declan is as good hand-to-hand combat as he is with guns. That's why I'm like,
Okay.
alright. Better to ingratiate
that's
ourselves
a
with them right now.
bestial fail.
Yep.
But 2 successes and a bestial.
A 2 successes
okay,
and
so
bestial.
Bestial.
I got 2 successes. And I believe it goes in favor of you, the player. Correct?
I believe that's what
it's
we
not
saw,
the
yeah.
instigator. It's the,
Yeah.
It is the
Yeah.
player. Yeah, I believe so. So, there is a moment when you feel like the hands like kind of like reach underneath your breasts, like kind of like they're pressing on you in every angle. Knife is not found. You feel no pressure, and you feel the pat down, but they do not find your weapons. You guys do not carry anything else with you. Very well.
I'm the only one locked and loaded. Jeez.
No, I was saying to her though, Declan is as
Behind
good
you?
hand as guns.
Oh,
So
fair enough.
Golden doors open up for the elevator.
also put the little number.
See inside. Yes, they give you the number. They take the weapons they have. You may retrieve these when you return. But for now, let us ascend. You go inside this lavish elevator, in this golden elevator, and they stand. You come entering in. The doors close. They press the button to ascend to the La Ronde restaurant at the very top. You begin to go higher and higher and higher. As you stand with the concierge, the elevator stops. Ding! The doors open. You walk. There are 2 elevator entrances to this place. You see red and black curtained areas. Before you, you watch as there is a rotating standing area in which the restaurant itself spins and moves as you begin to take in multiple individuals here, which we will get to, except the first and only one we will really describe. There are 2 figures speaking together, both, I would say, in their 30s, in dark wool suits as they talk, but standing next to them, observing, is a man wearing dark black gloves, wearing a dark gray suit. He stands with a tie fastened up tightly. He stands, you do not see many features of himself. He wears polished black shoes. You do not see a face. Upon his head, you see what looks to be a helmet. A helmet that is a complete, full, multi-squared helmet that looks glass. Almost like a reflective disco ball. But you do not see any reflections in the disco ball. As the door opens, you just see the helmet turn towards you all. Welcome to Elysium. That's where we're in our session tonight.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
I know we have to get going quickly for ourselves here, so I will just simply say thank you all very much for joining us tonight. We are going to be getting into the deep, dark world of the Edmonton kindred life next session. Thank you all so much for watching this. We hope you all have a lovely, lovely rest of your evening. And take care, friends. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.